Now, if I didn't know any better, I'd say that you're looking at running for president.
Do it. Do it. Look at me. Do it. I will personally write you a campaign check now on behalf of this country, which does not want you to be president, but which badly wants you to run.
I am officially running for President of the United States, and we are going to make our country great again.
There's not going to be a President Donald Trump.
I think that man will be president of the United States right about the time that spaceships come down filled with dinosaurs and red cake.
Donald Trump has been saying that he will run for president as a Republican, which is surprising since I just assumed he was running as a joke.
Donald Trump will not become president.
I continue to believe Mr. Trump will not be president.
Donald Trump will never, ever be president.
Moderator, but apparently believes that Donald Trump is a clown.
President Obama will go down as perhaps the worst president in the history of the United States! Exclamation point at real Donald Trump. Well, at real Donald Trump, at least I will go down as a president.
You're never going to be president of the United States by insulting your way to
Let's see, I'm at 42 and you're at 20.
We have a key race alert right now. Donald Trump now has reached the number of delegates needed to clinch the Republican presidential nomination.
So, right now, Mr. Trump, to answer your call for political honesty, I just want to say, you're not going to be president, all right? It's been fun. It's been great. I love you. But come on, buddy.
Donald Trump, while we project, will win in Kentucky with its 8 electoral votes, in Indiana with its 11 electoral votes, West Virginia, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Mississippi, South Carolina, Alabama, Kansas with its 6 electoral votes, Nebraska with its 5 electoral votes, and Wyoming with its 3 electoral votes, North Dakota with its 3 electoral votes, and South Dakota, Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, the state of Montana, Missouri, Ohio, Idaho, North Carolina.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
Together, we will make America great again.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to CobraCast 199. I am your host, D-Day Cobra, and damn, we've got a hell of an audience here already. Thank you guys so much for being patient. I know that after Gary, thank you, Gary, for rating the channel after Friday Night Tights, then you had like an hour and a half to wait or whatever it was, and all of you waited, and you've been hanging out, patiently waiting for this show to start, and I greatly do appreciate that. I hope you're all doing well. We got a lot to talk about, and it has been a hell of a few days for this channel. This channel has been on fire. This channel has been growing like crazy. Our live streams are popping off. Our videos are popping off. Everything is doing well. I am aware that Rumble, doing what it normally does, takes forever to get started for some reason through Restream. So I'm continuing to try to get that started. We are live on Kick and YouTube. No issues over there, but Rumble continuing to have his issues. So I will continue to try and restart. So I do apologize to our Rumble audience over there. But we got a lot to talk about. There's a lot to cover. There's updates on the trucker, MAGA trucker boycott situation. We got Fani, Willis, and her lover, or her not lover, according to what she says. They basically looks like they've been busted for lying in court under oath. That's going to be funny to watch that play out. You got Peekaboo James. We got all types of stuff going on with her, an expose on her. We've got Trump talking about bringing MAGAnomics back to save the country. And it's really, really awesome. First of all, Kelly R. has dropped 20 gifted memberships before the stream even started. Kelly R., who is in the Rumble chat right now, and I see you over there on Rumble, and I know we're gonna keep trying to get Rumble going. But thank you, Kelly R., for that. And also dropped a $100 super chat. Kelly R., $100 super chat, says solar flares, AT&T hacked, Fani and Wade busted, and the Salt King got a facelift. What a week. Hail the 199. Hail to you, Kelly R. Appreciate you. Yes, amazing. It has been a crazy week, and there is a lot to talk about. Ellie Reen becomes a new member. Thank you, Ellie Reen. We got Google presents Elon Musk says why. Yeah, so you got the whole Google Gemini situation, which I did make a video on that and kind of broke down my opinions on that and where I stand on all that nonsense. And then we got Jared the American. What's your favorite Civil War movie, Jeremy? Off the top of my head, probably Glory. Probably Glory with Denzel. Probably Glory off the top of my head. Let's see. Where's Chicago Ray? We're going to talk about Chicago Ray. Absolutely, we're going to talk about Chicago Ray. MAGA Sandra says, thank you, Jeremy, for the gifty. Nice surprise to find after my graveyard shift. All hail the 199. Thank you, MAGA Sandra. Appreciate your support. Replicant Patriot gifted a D-Day Cobra membership. Let's see. A lot of people are saying, let's see, excellent choice. Dom H with 10 gifted memberships. Let's freaking go, Dom H. I've got to show you. So, again, there's going to be a lot to talk about. There's a lot to discuss. But I want to jump right in. There's two things first. We've got to watch this comment from Donald Trump. Speaking in South Carolina just a few moments ago, this right here, this is awesome.
2020 is disgraceful, and look what happened. Look what happened to our country. You have wars that never would have taken place. Russia would have never attacked Ukraine. Israel would have never been attacked. You wouldn't have had inflation. It was all caused by the energy. But by contrast, under my leadership, the stock market was up by an astounding 62%. With inflation almost at zero, 62%. With your vote, we will vanquish Bidenomics, which is a very negative term. You know, he heard the term, he loved it. Oh, that's good. No, that's a really bad term. It didn't work. And we will reinstate MAGAnomics. That's right. MAGAnomics.
MAGAnomics. There we go. Trump bringing the house down. Momentum all over the place for President Trump. He is crushing it. And listen, I know there's this rumor going around, and I'm just going to give my opinion on the rumor, all right? I'm going to give my opinion on the rumor. There's this rumor going around that Tulsi Gabbard might be like a top choice for President Trump. I'm sorry. I don't support that at all. I've heard some people say like they just straight up won't vote for Trump if he goes the Tulsi Gabbard route. Like I'm not going to say I'm not going to vote for Trump on that. What I'm saying is that I would disagree with that choice 1,000%. 1,000%. That would be I would rather have Ron DeSanctimonious than Tulsi Gabbard. Now, the reason I bring that up is because person that I follow, MAGA Devil Dog, posted this right here. And I think everybody should remember stuff like this in terms of Tulsi Gabbard.
So I'm joined right now by Democratic Congressman Tulsi Gabbard of Hawaii. Well, it is like every time we ask Trump about his tax returns, he says they're under audit. Or he says, like he used to do with Obama and his birth records from Hawaii. Oh, I'm checking on those. It's nonsense. It's BS. Nobody believes they're doing anything but just delay. Why are they doing this?
The biggest BS that I see in this whole thing is this statement that you hear from President Trump. You hear it from Mike Pompeo. You hear it from different people within this administration that Saudi Arabia is a good ally or is our best ally or our best friend within the region. When you look at the things that this administration is doing, they are things that are moving us farther and farther away from the possibility of striking a peace deal between the Israelis and the Palestinians. Again, we've got to look at what's driving this. And if you look at Trump, and he's made it very clear. It's money.
Trump ran by saying he was going to get rid of stupid wars and help the troops.
Jay McIntosh in the chat says, this sucks. No one sees my chat. I see you. If I see you, everybody else probably sees you unless they've blocked you for individual reasons.
Where'd you put him on that? Where's he doing on that?
Moving us in the wrong direction. Not only have we not ended any of these stupid wars, we are continuing to have our troops deployed in places like Afghanistan and Syria and other places, all while this administration is laying the groundwork for a regime change war against Iran. And that's where, after doing my due diligence and going through the exhaustive report that was put out at the conclusion of the inquiry, I came to that conclusion that I could not, in good conscience, vote either yes or no. You know, a no vote was unacceptable to me because Donald Trump is absolutely guilty of wrongdoing.
So, listen, whatever your opinion on her is, and I know the majority of the chat's going to be like, well, she is hot, and, you know, and I'm not going to dispute that, but that doesn't automatically mean anything, and it certainly doesn't mean she should be VP. Now, I would imagine that not Trump necessarily, but I would imagine his team is probably talking about optics to try and bump up his numbers from certain perspectives or things like that. I imagine that they have at least entertained the idea of Tulsi Gabbard. I would imagine they have. I would 1,000% be against that. 1,000%. Is Rumble now up and running? Is Rumble up and running? It looks like Rumble's up and running. It just always takes a few minutes, and so I don't know why, but I do apologize. But it looks like we're up and running on Rumble, YouTube, and Kick, of course. So welcome in, everybody. Whatever platform you are on, we appreciate you being here, so thank you so much. But I did want to talk about that. I don't want her for VP. And I know that there's still a lot of concerns out there for Vivek, but right now, with everything that's on the table, with Kari Lake, you know, going into the Senate, with Tucker Carlson dominating independent media, with Ron DeSantis turning full female, basically, and showing that he is compromised in every single way. Out of the people that are available, Vivek seems like the right choice to me. I'm not as sold as that as I was something like Kari Lake or anything, but I like Vivek. I also like Byron Donalds. People keep bringing Ben Carson up, and like, here's the thing about Ben Carson. I like Ben Carson a lot. And 9 times out of 10, maybe 99 times out of 100, the VP doesn't matter. The VP matters now more than it's ever mattered because Trump only has 4 years. The VP that Trump picks matters more than we can imagine. And Ben Carson is not someone that can carry on the Trump presidency because he's not a front man. He's not the top guy. He doesn't have the personality. He doesn't have the presence. He just doesn't have it. He's a great guy. He's an awesome guy, and he's super smart. He's boring as hell, and you have to have some level of energy to carry that on. You just do. And I don't think that he has that. I just don't. He's very loyal to President Trump. He's always been loyal to President Trump, and I like him a lot. Sean Strickland for VP. Now that would be awesome. All right. Give me Sean Strickland for VP right now. I'm all in on Sean Strickland for VP. I will take that 1,000%. So yes, let's make that happen. Hayden Wayne for 50 says AT&T website, they launched the first and only network with built-in security controls on Friday. My phone service dropped at exactly 3:30 a.m. Central Time. Iran hit 3 targets last week. We did nothing. We hit them. Let's see. We hit them with, what are you trying to say there? Stuxnet net back in the 2000s. So that whole thing, I had no impact on that. Now, I have Verizon, so I don't have AT&T on the cellular side. I do have AT&T. I have multiple internet carriers here in Pensacola. So but I had no. It didn't impact me at all. But it impacted a lot of people apparently. So I didn't look too much into that story because there was so much else going on. I almost actually went live yesterday to talk about the craziness of the day, but I did see that was a massive story yesterday. I think communications are going to be something to worry about. And again, man, I think 'cause yesterday what I got distracted by is the Google Gemini stuff. And then you had, not only you have Google Gemini, but then you had the Gmail story going around where everybody was saying Gmail was dropping. Now, I didn't believe that one at all. I was just like, this is obviously fake. This is obviously fake. But I wonder if that got out there to distract from the Google Gemini stuff. That's just a theory. I'm just asking, did that get thrown out there to distract from the Google Gemini stuff that was going on? Because when I first saw the Google Gemini stuff, I was like, this can't be real. None of this can be real. None of this can be real. There's no way. And because the first thing I saw was the Elon Musk picture that we've seen from the Netflix. Elon Musk presents, or Netflix presents Elon Musk. And absolutely. It was all real, not the Elon Musk one, but everything else, absolutely. And so you're going to start seeing weird things happening because October, and dude, I'm nervous for October. I am very nervous for October. Like that, I believe the October surprise is going to be redefined. We're going to be talking about whatever happens in 2024 for the rest of our lives, probably. Whatever happens leading up to this election, there's no way in hell that they are not going to do something. I just don't know what that is. But yesterday was a wild day between the the AT&T outage, which was reported that there were other outages, and then the stuff with Google Gemini, then the Gmail stuff going around. It's wild, very wild. But welcome in, everybody. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. We got Disco Cobra for 50. Says, I'm more concerned about Helldivers 2 stream unless I missed it. I think the servers are full, so I don't know if you can get a game going. I'm waiting for the Flex Fit hats. Might buy a couple, like the backpacks. Those are going to launch as soon as the 199 hat campaign is over, and the backpack campaign ends tonight. This is the last night you can get a 199 Geeks and Gamers backpack. It's in the pinned post right there from Can Man. Last night, backpacks were available, so if you want them, get them. They're, as soon as they're out. I'm not going to re-release them again. We'll have a different variation at some point once demand gets high enough, but we'll be done with those. 199 hats go for another week, and then we'll work on the Flex Fit hats. So, and again, I really appreciate everybody. This channel has been crazy the last 2 weeks. I am really humbled by it, and I really appreciate it. Amazing. So thank you all for being here. Let's see. Kevin Hunts for 50 says, yeah, yikes, the founding fathers are black. No wonder no one has met them. Didn't do nothing. Thank you, Kevin, for the 50. Kid Rock, yes. So I saw this video going around with Kid Rock and Joe Rogan, and I have not watched it yet. I did bookmark it, all right? But Kid Rock and Joe Rogan basically cucking to the Bud Light boycott. I swear to God, man, it's like, and this goes for Trump too. Like Trump just sitting there, just why are you telling people to back off Bud Light? People need to kick the. I think that he has some type of financial stake in Bud Light, but it doesn't justify Trump trying to cover for Bud Light. Bud Light can go straight to hell until they publicly apologize, and then publicly say that there are two genders. They can go fuck themselves. They put themselves in this position. They did that. So if they want forgiveness, then you need to do equal as to what you did. And you publicly disrespected your entire customer base and your audience. So no, they don't deserve shit. They've done nothing to deserve anything. So you've got Kid Rock and you got Joe Rogan. And I don't know if I can play this because Joe Rogan likes to copyright claim or copyright block videos. So I don't even know if I can play this clip, so I'll see if I can find it really quickly. And then we're going to talk about all the trucker stuff, and there's a lot to talk about with the trucker stuff. There's a lot. And then the Fani Willis stuff is out there as well, so keep all that in mind. So here's the Kid Rock thing. Again, not sure how much of this I can play, but Joe Rogan calls people who boycott Bud Light losers, and Kid Rock calls them trolls and refers to the ex-CIA president of Bud Light as a great fucking guy. Sorry, the boycott continues. So, yeah, now this is the Quartering's video, so maybe Quartering did something with this one. I'm going to play a little bit.
I wish people knew these guys running the company because they're great fucking guys. I said, you know, there's just a percentage of these fucking trolls on the left and on the right.
No, Kid Rock. Kid Rock, you didn't. Am I wrong? Am I forgetting this? Does Kid Rock fucking took his gun out and shot Bud Lights and told them to go fuck themselves? Am I forgetting that? You did that. Holy shit. Am I wrong? Did I dream that moment? What a fucking idiot. Oh my God.
They're like, I'm so empowered by the internet.
Yeah. You are the one that started all of this. You started it. You're the one that took it mega viral and sent it to another level. I think your video had like 50, 60 million fucking views. Oh my God.
I'm gonna piss and bitch and moan and, you know, I have a voice. It's like, go fuck yourself. All right, cut it out.
I don't want to keep playing it because, like I said, Joe Rogan will, shout out to the Quartering. Joe Rogan will claim you, so I got to be very, very careful about that. Video might get blocked or something like that, so got to be very careful, so I won't do that. But that's where we are with Kid Rock apparently bending the knee and telling everybody that, hey, you're all trolls if you're upset with Bud Light. What? It's insane. Makes no sense. So it looks like we are working on Rumble now. I see the Rumble chat. Everybody's over there having fun. Discussions going on. Welcome into the awesome Rumble audience. Welcome to the Kick audience. Appreciate you guys. And, of course, the YouTube side. Smash that melee button if you are having a good time watching this show. And then as soon as we get caught up on a couple things, we're going to talk about the trucker boycott situation, which I'm telling you, man, like, everybody needs to understand that this is going to take time to find out if there's anything there. I don't know how much time, but I'm just saying it's going to take time to find out if there's any substance there. And I'm going to show both sides of it. There's one side of it there I'm going to show you where, hey, there's this going on. These guys are saying this. And then there's another situation where I'll show you a different perspective. At the end of the day, I'm not in New York. I don't know what's going on. I am just telling you what I'm hearing and giving feedback on it, but understanding that there's not going to be some immediate response to where, oh, suddenly just one day in and all of a sudden New York has collapsed. That's not how it works. We're talking about long-term effects. And then you have to add the real estate situation to it, and there's layers to it. And that's what a lot of the people on the left, they're dismissing this. They're like, well, I saw trucks driving around New York City today. There's no boycott. It's like, that's not really what we're talking about, you idiots. We're talking about the beginning phases of something that could have some long-term impact if New York doesn't step up. And the more these clowns like the Peekaboo James and Judge Engeron are running their mouths, the worse it's going to get. Peekaboo James tweets out today like $464 million, like whatever Trump owes. She just tweets that out. Is that
Rumble necessary? Is still down, by the way.
Rumble's still down? God fucking damn it.
Yeah, I've just been waiting for you to take a breath. Okay. I can tell why the boys on the cruise really like you, because you can just keep going and going.
Yeah. I can mute your ass too. Fuck off. Anyway, all right, I just started it again, so we'll see what happens. This is really pissing me off with Rumble. Anyway, back to my point, though, Judge, I think it's Engeron or whatever. It really doesn't matter. He's a creepy fucking lunatic. Yeah, I know. Eric, I got to turn Eric's microphone down. He likes to put his mouth all up on it. It's not the first time he's heard that. So, see, I paid you back, Eric. I paid you back. Yeah, when Eric sees anything shaped like a microphone, his mouth just opens and he just swallows. Like, it's weird. So, any comment, Eric?
I learned from you.
All right, thank you guys for smashing.
I've seen you deep throat it so many times that it starts to come through.
All right, so anyway, I restarted Rumble again, so we'll see what happens. My apologies, everybody, on that. Okay, so we got a couple of super chats I want to get to. Hayden Wayne for 20 says it was not 70,000 people. Where I'm at, there were 50 people outside the AT&T store before it opened. None of the people reported that they were offline. They were offline. I didn't report. 8 hours of no contact was kind of nice, laughing my ass off. Honestly, that's such a weird dynamic, but having I went on this was a long time ago, because obviously I haven't been deep sea fishing in a long time, but I went out deep sea fishing to the point where there was no signal, and it was almost therapeutic to not have a cell phone signal, I was like, you know what? I can't worry about anything because I have no signal, so there's nothing I can worry about. I'm just out here enjoying myself. It's kind of nice when that happens. All right, we're going to talk about the latest on the trucker situation because it's good.
Congratulations.
Well, are you trying to start this over? There we go. All right, so this is a crazy story, and let's see.
Congratulations. Are you happy with?
I'm trying to start this fucking video over and it won't let me. Give me just a second. I don't like how YouTube works sometimes because this back button skips around, but we've almost got it. So give me just a second. I swear, YouTube doesn't work as good. It works better than Rumble. I'll give it that much. Okay. So it certainly does work better than Rumble. So I can't complain about that. Right here it is. Okay. So we'll just mute that. And now, so the trucker situation has been pretty crazy. All right. And we got this video, from the YouTube channel U.S. Immigration. They got 300,000 subscribers, and it kind of puts a lot of stuff in perspective. We also have some videos from many of the truckers out there, kind of giving their kind of firsthand knowledge of the situation. And obviously, there's Chicago Ray out there who's giving people many updates, and he's been doing a great job at that. And I want to show like this one update that he gave just a little while ago, and then we're going to go into the video. So here we go right here. There is Chicago Ray in the house.
Hey folks, it's your old pal Chicago Ray checking in. I got one of my brothers here, and I'm over here in Lebanon, Indiana. And I stopped one of my brothers here to see what he thinks about what's going on with what they're doing to Trump over in New York and how he feels about what's going on over there. I'll let him say what he wants to say in his own words. All right, here's one of my brothers.
Yeah, it's all political. It's just to ruin the man as much as possible, discrediting him, and to try to get him either off the ballot or in prison, or completely broke or somehow, and because they're scared of him, and they should be, because what they're doing is wrong and they know it.
All right, man. All right, well, like I said, it's truckers for Trump, okay?
Bro, somebody's Aunt Rye who says, man, Buff Bagwell looks horrible. Bro, don't do that. Don't do that.
We got Trump. All right, my brother. Thanks a lot, man. Hey, be safe out there, okay? Be safe. So, like I said, I'm just minding my own business out here, seeing people. They see me, they stop me, and, you know, I'm going to tell you what. Truckers for Trump is going to make a difference. We want this shit stopped. Okay? Leave Trump the fuck alone. You ain't got shit on Trump. Okay, so, like I said, God bless America. God bless Trump. God bless every truck driver in this country.
So Chicago Ray's been on this, all right? So he's been on this whole thing, and it's been pretty awesome to see. Now, there's been a lot of truckers out there, and there's been a lot of opinions on this. Now, listen, I like Tara Bull. She's awesome. She follows me. I follow her. She's great. There's definitely some stuff out there. Like, she posted this for those asking how the trucker boycott is working out in New York. See below. It got community noted. Photos from 2022, okay? Photos from 2022. So, there's definitely, everybody needs to do their due diligence when talking about all of this, okay? So keep that in mind. There's people out there that are trying to dismiss it, and then there's some things out there that makes it like it's worse. There is no way that we would see an immediate result that quickly, all right? There's no way that we were going to see it. There's not possible. And that's my point, is that you're not going to see results one way or the other this soon. You got to give stuff like this time to work itself out. And that's the point that I've been trying to push through. Now, we've got this video that I think kind of breaks the whole thing down, okay? This is a really good video right here. So we're going to check this out. Here we go.
They're all gone.
New York, mega loser state.
Thank God for truckers.
You're going to see businesses fleeing New York.
Right.
New York has become a legal banana republic.
Well, some of President Trump's supporters are pushing back against what they see as an unfair justice system, threatening a boycott that could have a major impact on the country's largest city.
Heard that there were going to be 700,000 truck drivers protesting.
They work hard, they work long. Nobody works harder, actually. I know a lot about trucking, I know a lot about truckers, and I know plenty of truckers. They're great people.
Ridiculous claims, and ultimately the judgment is untethered to any number. There was no victim, no bank was lost any money, no insurance company was out anything. And so, this judge just picked a number out of the air, hoping to punish Trump, the Trump organizations, the Trump children, and others in the Trump organization. And I think it just is, it's disappointing. But, the other thing that's going to happen here, Rachel, is you're going to see businesses fleeing New York.
Right.
Just like Elon Musk left Delaware, you're going to see these businesses leave.
And I think that is the bigger long-term problem that you're going to see here. Once a business leaves a blue state, once a massive business makes the decision to leave, they're not coming back. They're not just going to go, oh, okay, well then you fix things, we're coming back. No, that is a massive move that will have long-term effects. And that's where a lot of people are missing this, that are on the left, or they're trying to dismiss a lot of this. Truck drivers are just one piece to the puzzle, an important piece to the puzzle, but they're just one piece to the puzzle. But there's many pieces to this. And I do think businesses moving out of this cancerous blue area, businesses that are making a lot of money, that's going to be the real impact.
Well, the truckers in New York, where he was sued this time, have decided, well, we're with Trump, so we're not bringing any goods to New York anymore. Stuff you guys.
Why should I do business here when there are so many more business-friendly states that I could do business? In Florida, in Texas, for example. We've seen Elon Musk make that historic move.
What was that? Oh, I heard noise in the background. I guess that's from this video.
So I think people are looking at New York and saying, unless you do something to change the vibe here, to turn this environment around, not for me.
Why would we go to New York? Why take the risk?
The volume of the video is too loud. Is that true? I can bump it down a little bit if that's the case. My apologies.
Only point is, did we just diminish the great state of New York
and the great people of New York. And shouldn't they ask for better management so they don't become a flyover state? Remember, New York has the highest taxes in the country, the worst regulatory environment, and it's incredibly mismanaged. And I'm pointing out now, on top of that, you get this insanity, a victimless crime. And forget about Trump. It's not about Trump. I don't care about Trump in this. I care about America, and I care about entrepreneurship, and I care about democracy and the fairness. The judicial system is now being criticized. People are asking themselves, the bar of New York, is this judge rational to charge $355 million in a case where no one lost any money? Is that good for the people of New York? Shouldn't the people of New York wake up to this and say, what's happening to us? Why is this becoming so...
And I mean, this is Kevin O'Leary. Like, this is not a guy who, to my knowledge, again, I don't know his politics, and that's a good thing. I don't need to know his politics. I simply know Kevin O'Leary as pretty much the Ryan Kennel of Shark Tank. Very unhappy, very rude, doesn't really seem interested in making friends, only making money. That's what I know of Kevin O'Leary. That's it. And that's all I should know. I don't know what his politics are. And he's sitting here going, I'm a businessman. I'm a businessman. And I don't want to be in New York. A major businessman. We're not talking about some unknown person. This is a major businessman who's saying, I don't want to be in New York. Who would be in New York doing any of this?
Perverse. Why are we the focus of this injustice? And nothing to do with Trump. I'm not supporting Trump. I'm supporting American entrepreneurship. And New York is...
Young Rippa in the chat. What up, Rippa? Shout out to Rippa and the Rippa-verse. What up, man? How you guys doing?
Slowly becoming the #1 loser state in America. I'm sorry, that's what's happening. I want to put up my hand and ask, Governor, who's next? Who are you going after next?
You want your hand up for that, Kevin? Put your hand down if that's the question. What do you mean?
Every entrepreneur in New York is saying, am I next? Who's next? Let's penalize all the developers all across America. They've all done the same thing. All of them should go to jail, and we should stop building buildings. That's what the message is from New York. Even the governor herself is concerned about what this looks like to investors all around the world. It's not just U.S. domestic. All around the world, people are talking about what happened here. You really think people want to invest money in New York after this? How about we go somewhere else?
I think there are people who would, I don't want to cut you off, but I want to converse with you instead.
You just did.
It's only
I don't want to cut you off as you literally forcefully cut him off. Like, it's not like you were like needing to make a point. She forced, like, I've been on enough panel streams. When you want to make a point, or if somebody asks you a question, she's interviewing him, and she's not trying to stop him because of time purposes or whatever. He's in the middle of a point. Like, listen to how she just butts her way into this.
Of what this looks like to investors all around the world. It's not just U.S. domestic. All around the world, people are talking about what happened here. You really think people want to invest money in New York after this? How about we go somewhere else?
I think there are people who would, I don't want to cut you off, but I want to converse with you instead.
You just did.
It's only because I want to have a conversation, Kevin, as opposed to just having you tell me.
I respect you because you're a lawyer. You're a lawyer. You understand exactly what I'm talking about.
I got to tell you, I'm respectable for a number of reasons, Kevin O'Leary, but being a lawyer is one of those issues.
What? What was that? Why did she say that? What was that? That felt a little unnecessary. That felt a little unnecessary.
It's only because I want to have a conversation,
you know what?
Kevin,
I respect
as opposed to just having you tell me.
I respect you because you're a lawyer. You're a lawyer. You understand exactly what I'm talking about.
I got to tell you, I'm respectable for a number of reasons, Kevin O'Leary, but being a...
Holy shit. I mean, we got Fani Willis, we got Peekaboo James, and now we got you. All right? So there you go.
Well, a lawyer is one of those issues, but I'll tell you, when I hear your conversation, and I do want to converse with you about this point, I understand that there are legitimate concerns that were raised during the trial and will continue to be raised about who the quote unquote, who is actually bringing the suit. It wasn't the banks who were saying that we as consumers or unsophisticated feel this way. But Letitia James, the Attorney General, and I know you want to expand beyond Trump, has suggested, well, it's about making the playing field level for those who are not the major and billionaire investors, but for those who are supposed to put business records out there, want to get a loan, the idea of making sure that they have to have the same true statements included as those who have a lot more money. Is there any weight to that for you?
Well, I ask you, who lost money? And I'll make it even clearer.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Make her answer the question. Who lost money? Who's the victim in this crime? Who did Donald Trump wrongfully do anything to in this situation? Name one victim. I want him to ask her that.
You and I, we're developing a data center together. And I say to you, we can go to New York, where this just happened. It's your money now. You're now an investor, and you're taking risk. You're an entrepreneur with me, right beside me. We're together on the deal. Or I can show you Oklahoma, North Dakota, West Virginia, where the governors actually ran businesses. Let's go there, where this never happened before. They have power. They have permits. They've got legislation that's supportive of entrepreneurship.
This is getting wild because Texas is still trucking illegal aliens into New York like it's a thriving business. The truckers are like, well, we're not bringing goods anymore. So you've got no goods coming in via these truckers, and you've got piles of illegal.
I want to know, like, from people that are in New York. Again, I've only been to New York a couple of times, and it was mainly just in New York City is where I was. So I have no real kind of understanding of the greater New York area and how all that works. But I would be curious for people that live in New York, like, have you started to see how things have changed there from a demographic standpoint? I mean, I can tell you, like, being in Florida, I mean, it's pretty clear as you go, like, I'm in the Panhandle. So Pensacola is in the Panhandle of Florida, basically lower Alabama. And so a lot of people think, well, just because you're in Florida, you obviously know X, Y, and Z. And it's like, well, not necessarily. I mean, Florida essentially has three major parts to it. You have what I call the Redneck Riviera, which is where I live, lower Alabama. And then you kind of move over more to like Central Florida, which is Orlando, Tampa, all of that. And then you have South Florida. And the more you go south from where I live, the more you start seeing the demographic changes and things like that. I'm curious if people in New York have actually seen this, because this is another element to the fall of New York. Immigration, businesses moving out of the area, and truckers refusing to deliver to the area. There's three massive reasons that New York could be in serious trouble long term.
Immigrants just still like, hey, you guys vote Dem here. You love this kind of thing. You're a sanctuary city. On you go then. More migrants for you. It's creating the most volatile situation right under our nose.
New York was already a loser state. I would never.
By the way, I've got a clip of Neil Cavuto tonight during Trump's speech in South Carolina, interrupting Trump's speech to fact check Trump. We're going to play that.
Invest in New York now, and I'm not the only person saying that. I have to syndicate that debt and all that equity. We're talking billions of dollars here. Do you think any foreign institution or any private equity firm or any pension fund would touch New York? No. And that's why New Yorkers should be concerned. The fine people of New York should ask themselves, why are we such a loser state? How are we going to attract business? It's not just the existing businesses that are fleeing out to Texas and Florida. What about new money like this that I'm talking about, like a $4 billion data center? Not a chance I would put that in New York. Zero probability. Never. And so they've got a lot of work to do to find themselves getting out of this situation. Winner state.
I see you, Wisdom Prevail. Wisdom Prevails over on Rumble. Says Rumble video might be down, but us Rumble folks are still here in the chat. Shout out to you guys. I restarted it again. Hopefully it'll start working.
Versus loser states. Look at Tennessee right now, fastest growing city in America, Nashville, winner state, good policy, competitive taxes. You've got to start thinking about this in the context of winners and losers. New York.
But this is a classic example of liberalism right here. Like, New York, iconic, legendary. All of the history involved with New York. New York used to have an aura around it. You know, when I was growing up, watching stuff, Home Alone 2 is a classic example of how Home Alone 2 lost in New York, and you know, you had, you know, Kevin kind of going to New York, and you had these big sweeping shots of New York, and you had all these iconic locations, and you had all this history. So from like when I was young, watching a movie like that, New York was incredible. You heard about the New York Yankees, you know, you heard about the New York Knicks. You had all these iconic reasons to want to visit New York and take pictures and take your family. Yeah, somebody said in the chat, Ghostbusters, another iconic movie that made New York iconic. And liberalism has just completely, like any disease, it has completely destroyed New York. It's completely destroyed it. People are running from it. It's basically Escape from New York. I should have titled it. One of my video titles is going to be Escape from New York, like the movie. So, but yeah, like that is, in a nutshell, that is the disease known as liberals and their nonsense.
Mega loser state.
New York has become a legal banana republic.
But before I even arrive at the Oval Office, I will win the presidency. I will be doing things that will be amazing.
Why should I do business here when there are so many more business-friendly states that I could do business? In Florida, in Texas, for example. We've seen Elon Musk make that historic move. So I think people are looking at New York and saying, unless you do something to change the vibe here, to turn this environment around, not for me.
Truck. I love seeing all the people in the comments with all of the like Ninja Turtles, the 90s Ninja Turtles movie, pretty much tons of rom-coms in the 90s and 2000s. Spider-Man. There's just so many, and again, all these movies gave this aura to New York. You know what I mean? It gave this amazing aura to New York that it was somewhere I want to be. Now, it's the last place I want to be. It's the last place I want to be. California is another classic example of this. California is a stunningly beautiful state. It's gorgeous. And yes, while Northern California is substantially different than Southern California, generally, though, California is gorgeous. It's beautiful. And I don't want to go anywhere near it. I don't want anything to do with it. For the same reasons I don't want anything to do with New York.
Truckers for Trump is trending right now.
Heard that there were going to be 700,000 truck drivers protesting.
3.5 million drivers employed in 2022. That sounds about right to you?
That's correct.
Somewhere in there. Okay. I look at that number. That's a big number, Craig. And we deal with politics here in this town and on this show. Do you have a sense from within your industry? Because I know this Truckers for Trump is trending right now.
Some truck drivers say they're planning on refusing shipments to and from New York City in protest of that.
It's a sad thing. It's a sad day for New York. They really do. Look, I love this city and I love this state.
Well, some of President Trump's supporters are pushing back against what they...
That picture's awesome. And speaking of another person that basically made New York iconic, this man right here, Donald J. Trump, he was so synonymous with New York in the 80s and the 90s. He was the king of New York. And now they've made him now they're making him the #1 villain.
See as an unfair justice system, threatening a boycott that could have a major impact on the country's largest city. Some truck drivers say they're planning on refusing shipments to and from New York City.
Some of these truckers saying, you know what, we're not going into New York because of what happened to Donald Trump. If I'm just anybody living in New York and I see that headline, and you hear what that woman said off the top of the show, should they be concerned?
Dre, what could this boycott do to prices, not just in New York, but for all of us across the country?
Well, certainly if truck drivers were to boycott New York City, the impact has the potential to be very damaging and very quickly. We're talking about supermarkets, big box stores.
So again, the same people that are dismissing this New York boycott situation are the same people that dismissed complaints about what was happening with wokeness in movies. Go back 5 years ago, go back 3 years ago, go back and listen to all their dismissal of, oh, Star Wars is always going to make billions of dollars. They're going to release Star Wars movies 3 times a year, and they're always going to make $1 billion. Marvel movies, all of the chuds, all of the sexists and the racists are just complaining, but Marvel movies are going to make billions of dollars no matter what. How are we looking today? How's that looking today? This is the same dismissive attitude that we have seen time and time and time again. And where are we at now? Where are we at now? Marvel movies are failing. Star Wars, we haven't had a movie release since 2019, a major movie release in theaters since 2019, because they've killed the brand by their wokeness and their identity politics.
And other businesses that rely heavily on trucking, they would feel the pinch, and so would their customers. About 90% of communities here in New York City rely heavily on trucking to move their goods. This morning, we're on the Jersey side of the George Washington Bridge, and every day you can see hundreds, if not thousands of trucks crossing the bridge from Jersey into the city. Meanwhile, one man is now telling truck drivers not to come to New York City after former President Trump was hit with that massive multi-million-dollar fine last week.
It's a sad thing. It's a sad day for New York. They really do. Look, I love the city and I love the state. They have to focus on violent crime that's taking place outside. Look outside.
I loved when he made this statement right here, because everybody there stopped and they were just listening to him. Everybody stopped. Everybody was paying attention to President Trump, because the man commands the room. He commands respect everywhere he goes. It was actually a pretty awesome sight. By the way, we have 4,000 people here on YouTube. Holy shit. Thank you guys for being here. Really appreciate that. Smash the melee button, meaning like the videos. We probably got a bunch of gifted memberships flowing through the chat. I appreciate you guys for being here. You are welcome here to CobraCast 199. Let's keep crushing it. Subscribe to this channel, and let's make America great again.
I look at the streets. It's so different from when I left New York. It's so different. It's dirty and it's crime-ridden. And today you walk down the street and you get mugged or you get shot. You have a new form of crime now. You have migrant crime. Migrants are trying to beat up our police officers. They're trying to do things that we've never seen before, actually. We are going to have a problem with, I call it Biden migrant crime, because you have millions of people came into this place, this country that has been so badly hurt, and they're doing things that nobody's ever seen before. So you have violent migrant crime, and they're after me for doing nothing wrong. This time they have something that's really down and dirty that frankly, no country does other than a third world country, a banana republic.
I've been on the radio talking to drivers for about the last hour 15 minutes,
and this is the video that kind of got the whole thing kicked off right here. This is the video that got it all kicked off. And while we hit peak viewership, I got to show this really quick. I got this today, and I think this represents CobraCast 199 right here. Look at that. I got this today. Together we can build a brighter future. CobraCast 199. I'm gonna get a CobraCast 199 picture made like that. So together we can build a brighter future right there. So hell yeah. Good stuff indeed. All right, let's go.
I'm talking to at least 10 drivers going the other way. I'm heading down from Southern Wisconsin. And they're going to start refusing loads in New York City starting on Monday.
Yeah, the man calls himself Chicago Ray, and as of last night, his posts on X, formerly Twitter, had garnered more than 6 million views and 60,000 likes. Former President Trump also caught wind of what Chicago Ray is doing and reposted Ray's video on his platform, Truth Social. But it's hard to ascertain exactly how many drivers are answering his call and what kind of impact it may have. It's not an organized effort, and the drivers expressing support for Chicago Ray, they're scattered all across the country. We did reach out to the Teamsters Union, the union representing many truck drivers, but did not get a response. We also contacted and tried to call at least the National Supermarket Association, which is based here in New York City, but did not get a response. Meanwhile, Chicago Ray says he and other truckers are irate over Judge Arthur Engoron's fining former President Trump more than $355 million for fraud.
That is the face of evil right there. Like, that is the face of evil. And just like everybody else that's gone after President Trump, this dude is going to get exposed sooner or later. This dude is that this is not going to stick. It's not going to last. It's not. And we've got a video to listen to here in just a minute with Robert Barnes talking about all
Ray, like the former president, believes it's a form of election interference. Meanwhile, we talked to one driver who says she's joining the movement to boycott New York City, and she says if things go as planned, the city could pay a big price.
The bigger question is, does this send a message to other businesses that would be looking to do business here or currently do that might be thinking about leaving? People are talking about that.
Absolutely. And what happens is people worry. They say, if you can assault him in this way, if you can go after him, then maybe you're going to come after me. Why should I do business here when there are so many more business-friendly states that I could do business? In Florida, in Texas, for example. We've seen Elon Musk make that history.
And you've got Peekaboo James basically saying, like, she's going to seize all of his properties in New York. There is not we seriously, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, if they are able to do this to President Trump in this country, we have no country. We have no country whatsoever. If President Trump doesn't win this election, we have no country. We are looking at some of the most ridiculous nonsense I have ever seen. This is insanity, what we're witnessing. And they're just getting away with it up until this point, but they won't get away with it. But it's the fact that they've even gotten this far is insane.
Historic move. So I think people are looking at New York and saying, unless you do something to change the vibe here, to turn this environment around, not for me. So
there we go. So that was a good video from that channel, and it is the channel is U.S. Immigration. So I saw that video going around, and it had a lot of interaction on it for sure. So there's a video of let me see, it was Robert Barnes, and Robert Barnes was on Sky News actually, which was kind of cool.
Legal hits keep on.
I think. Why does it always?
Congratulations.
Give me a minute.
Are you happy?
Jesus. YouTube just drives me crazy sometimes with the way that their layout is. Click off that. Okay, so yeah, this is a Robert Barnes was on with Sky News talking about all of this. And again, I know I need to get Robert back on the channel. Shout out to Robert Barnes. Yes, thank you, thank you, Eric, for dropping the link to the channels that we react to, because we always want to look. I'm not endorsing any channels or whatever, but if I'm going to react to your content, I think I should give you a shout out, and make sure you get your grift in, because that's important. I saw Darth Racer says Jeremy Trump is speaking live at the BCF. Yeah, I know he's been live a bit today. I got too many things we're going to have to cover, so we're going to hold off on that. There's a speech from Matt Gaetz as well today that we're going to talk about. But let's see. Veronid for $20 is for the cause. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And thank you for everybody that is hanging out with us here tonight. Incredible support. 4,000 people are here. What the hell, man? This is insane. Let me see. Google presents Elon Musk says, Jeremy, you don't give credit to how brainwashed their people are. Who are we talking about? The left or what? Because I don't know. You got to give me specifics on that one. But I do think that, again, I think so many people, and this is the only thing I will say. Yes, Rumble is not working still. I've tried. I apologize. We're on Kick. So for those that don't want to watch on YouTube, we are live on Kick. So thank you so much for that. Oh, and America's 2001 has hosted us on Kick with 7 viewers. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. All right. So, no, it's not a Rumble cyber attack. There's an issue with, so I use Restream, and Restream for some reason is having issues working with Rumble. I don't know why. Ehab says Ben Carson should take the highest medical position in the Trump administration. Yeah, I mean, if you look at everything that Trump has going on, I mean, he truly does have an all-star team that he can assemble for his administration. He has an absolute all-star team. And I think that he's going to build some incredible all-star team, and people are going to go crazy over this. I really do. So we will see. But let's watch this video from Robert Barnes, who was on with Sky News Australia. This is a good video talking about this nonsense right here.
Hits keep on coming for Donald Trump, and the world is waking up to the full banana republic nature of the judgment handed down against the former president in New York City last week. Joining me now to discuss Donald Trump's legal woes is expert trial attorney Robert Barnes. Robert, thanks so much for joining us on the U.S. Report. I want to talk about some of the specifics in this ruling in Trump's New York civil fraud case last week. Now, he was ordered to pay nearly $355 million US. That's over $500 million Australian. Barred from doing business in New York for 3 years. Trump's lawyers are asking for a delay in enforcement of the judgment, but there's also this poison pill in here, which is that he can't borrow money to even pay off the thing so he can appeal it from any New York institution. Tell us about this, and how much is this just the Democrats utterly weaponizing the justice system to punish Donald Trump?
Well, it's unparalleled and unprecedented. This statute has never been used in this way in the history of the state of New York. No comparable statute has been used in this way in the entire country. No case like this has ever been pursued against a leading political opponent of the presidential candidate, or anybody for that matter. So we are in unparalleled waters. And consequently, what we're witnessing is we're seeing a lot of blowback from the business community, the real estate community, the investment community, saying that they will not do business in New York.
And that is my point behind all of this. People get so hyper-focused on the truck drivers dynamic. It's much bigger than just that. This is one pretty important piece to it, the truck drivers, but it's not nearly the only element here that can have some major, major problems for New York.
New York, as long as cases like this are even capable. Because here this is extraordinary because there was simply no victim. The only alleged victim, the banks, testified on behalf of President Trump, said that they would not only do the deal again, they were glad they did it the first time. That it was an extraordinarily profitable deal for them to even be in business with Trump. But of course, Trump paid back every penny, nickel, dime, and dollar. And now you have a court trying to limit his ability to challenge this at the appellate level by requiring he post bond of the full amount pending appeal, but that he do so in a manner that does not take into consideration the full value of his properties, or by borrowing from someone else, or by operating in New York. And so this is extraordinary.
Oh, and on that point, we got a really good look at the property value of Mar-a-Lago. Oh, we got a really good look on that one. That's coming up.
Ordinary. We haven't seen anything like this. Frankly, we haven't seen anything like this in the whole world in a long time. And that's why it's so terrifying.
And Robert, this is the thing that really concerns me, and this is what I always tell people. You know, it shouldn't matter whether or not you like Trump or think he's the worst human being ever to live. The fact of the matter is, today they're going after Donald Trump using the law. Tomorrow it could be some other person or somebody else who doesn't toe the line in whatever the kind of political regime of the day wants. And I want to play here. Here's what New York Attorney General Letitia James said she's prepared to do if Donald Trump can't stump up the cash.
Somebody in the chat just said he can afford it. He's a billionaire, right? That is the most retarded thing you could possibly say. And as Donald Trump himself said, I got the money doesn't mean that they're entitled to it. Has nothing to do with can or can't he afford it. It's the fact is it's elite. They're literally breaking the law and they're corrupt as hell by what they're doing. Him being able to afford it is irrelevant to that.
If he does not have funds to...
Oh, my God. I didn't know we were going over to Peekaboo James. I had no idea. You got to prepare me for that one a little more, okay? I'm sorry. Got it screen paused. I had to back off that. That was very scary. That was very scary. That was very scary. Whew. Okay. All right. Let's try this again. At least we're a little prepared for it, okay? We're a little prepared for it.
Trump can't stump up the cash.
If he does not have funds to pay off the judgment, then we will seek, judgment enforcement mechanisms in court, and we will ask the judge to seize his assets.
Where are your eyes going? Why are your eyes all like? It's so weird.
This is basically communism here, seizing your assets for opposing the regime, isn't it, Robert?
That's exactly what it is. And in fact, you had Washington political consultants today putting out circulating reports at places like Predicted and others that this would also handicap Trump's ability to fund his own campaign. That this is an attempt not only to bankrupt a political opponent, but deny him campaign funds so that he can compete for the presidential election. We have never experienced anything like this in history. And that's what makes it so dangerous, that this can happen to anybody. If it can happen to Trump, then it's a guarantee it can happen to any ordinary person who just gets sideways with the government politicians in any location. They can seize all your assets. They can steal.
And that's what the key is. That's where your opinion of Trump goes out the window. It doesn't matter if they can do it to Donald Trump, a billionaire, the former president of the United States of America, and the front runner for the Republican nomination and the front runner to become the president of the United States again. If they can do it to that guy, what do you think they're going to do to you? You have literally no chance. If they can do it to Trump, they can do it to anybody. And I'll repeat what I've said before. But first, lean back, have a snack, take a nap, drop 10 gifted memberships. Thank you so much. And you also said, how many screens do I have? I have 5 screens here in Pensacola in the Cobra Cave. 5 screens here in the Cobra Cave. And then Simply Austin with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so very much. Elson Barrett for 20 says Peekaboo James is basically a cockeyed supervillain at this point. I mean, New York is kind of Gotham City. Like, I mean, I know like that's the whole play on it, but like it's literally become Gotham City. You know, there's legitimate like comic book level villains there, and Trump is Batman. Like it really is. Like it's crazy. It's crazy.
All your properties, they can deny you a right to appeal, even though you cause no injury to anybody anywhere. This is a classic version of an excessive fine in violation of the 8th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution.
Well, I mean, constitutionally, it's essentially, you know, it's a bill of attainder. It's going after one particular person using the legal system that's supposed to be.
Harley Dave for 50 says it's now precedence, and they have literally screwed themselves too. And that's where they don't get this, because that's where they get blinded by their hatred of Trump, because they are setting a precedent. They are the ones setting the precedent. And when he gets back in office and gets back in power, but again, that opens up the opportunity for that. But I'm just telling you, like, as someone that has followed Trump for a long time, he's not the revenge type of person. Even as wrong as they've done him, that's just not his style. Like his style, like, yes, he does want that type of revenge, but I'm saying he sees the bigger picture right now with the fact that the country has to be put back on track. He's got bigger fish to fry than his own personal revenge tour right now. And yeah, when he was a businessman, I'm sure he absolutely would go after people and get revenge on them. Anybody that did him wrong in the business world, anybody that did him wrong on business deals, he absolutely would get revenge on them. But he's got so much more to focus in right now. I don't think I don't think he will do it. He just wants to be successful in repairing the country.
Free and fair to all, isn't it?
Absolutely. There's significant constitutional problems here. There's substantive due process and procedural due process violations because of the denial of the right to appeal, conditioned upon access to funds he doesn't have. You have a denial, you have an excessive fine. The Supreme Court has repeatedly ruled that you cannot forfeit property at a state unless there is a proportional relationship to the underlying harm. Here, the underlying harm was zero. In fact, everybody profited from Trump's deal.
Wisdom prevails over on Rumble. Said nobody's sneaking up on Peekaboo James. Damn right, man. Her vision goes all the way around. You can't sneak up on her.
Including the state of New York, including the banks involved in this case. That's a classic version of excessive fine. You have a form of excessive punitive damages. The Supreme Court has said there has to be a relationship between punitive damages and any form of underlying harm, about a 5-to-6 ratio. Justice Breyer called it the rule of thumb. Well, this is 350 to 0, so this is completely disproportionate. So there's substantial federal constitutional problems here that should get the attention of the Supreme Court of the United States if the New York appellate courts.
Bennis in the chat says, Jeremy acting like Trump has no negative aspects is getting kind of creepy. I like Trump because he's the best we have right now, but he is far from perfect or even great. Well, Bennis, you're probably retarded or you just don't watch, which, again, that makes you retarded because you're making a complete judgment on me when you clearly haven't listened to me very much when I've criticized Trump quite a bit. During this fucking stream that I criticized Trump saying his Bud Light take is fucking idiotic and retarded. During this stream, I said that. But you choose not to listen to anything other than one sentence from me and decide to make an entire claim about me, which is retarded. Maybe pay a little more attention to what I say before making stupid claims like that.
Don't do their job and correct this travesty of justice.
Well, Robert, what is wild to me, though, is that, you've got all these New York liberals cheering, going, yeah, we got Trump. But, having been in New York about 6 months ago, I can tell you the economy doesn't need this sort of chasing out of successful businesses. People I talk to are saying that it's a witch hunt. And in New York, people are now saying, I'm not sure I want to go and invest in a place like this. Just have a listen to this guy.
New York was already a loser state, like California.
And I know we've heard this quite a few times from Kevin O'Leary, but it's just so damn good. Why not listen to it again? And, of course, get Robert Barnes' take on it.
California is a loser state. There are many loser states because of policy, high taxes, uncompetitive regulation. It was already on the top of the list of being a loser state. I would never invest in New York now, and I'm not the only person saying that.
Robert, this strikes me as just a complete own goal here for New York, that they're going to chase competitive businesses even further out of their high taxing, high regulation jurisdiction just so they can say, hey, we're the guys who got Trump.
That's precisely what's going to happen. Conservative estimates is that this case is going to cost the state of New York $10 billion or more in direct investment over the next 10 years. Because New York's one of its principal areas of investment is real estate. And now you've taken one of its most successful, one of its most prominent people, a person who helped revitalize New York real estate. Downtown New York was not a place to invest until Donald Trump was able to convert certain buildings into successful properties that attracted investment worldwide, all over the world. And if you're anywhere in the world, do you want to risk your money or your assets in a legal system that could steal all of your property, deny you a right to appeal based on nobody suffering any harm of any kind? Nobody wants to do that. I mean, what made America great?
Bennis says, D-Day Cobra, I apologize, my buddy. It's a minute-to-minute basis. Love you. Well, you didn't have to apologize, and I would have accepted go fuck yourself, too, if you would have said that to me. Either way, it's all good. That's how we talk to each other around here. We're friends. We talk shit. We have minor back and forths, and then we move on. So it's all good, Bennis. I know you watch me all the time.
Great place for the whole world to invest was the stability and reliability and transparency and impartiality of our legal system, and they've jeopardized all of it in the name of getting rid of Trump. And by trying to hurt Trump, all they've really done is hurt New York, hurt America, hurt the credibility of our legal system.
And Robert Barnes is 1,000% right. And that was a good interview. And, of course, yes, I will get Robert back on this show. I consider Robert a friend. He's a great guy. And Robert Barnes has so much knowledge that it's kind of crazy, because, I mean, we've had Robert on our Sports Wars channel with Geeks and Gamers. We've had him on Geeks and Gamers. I've had him here on CobraCast. And Robert knows so much. It's kind of crazy. And I see a lot of you in the chat telling me to go F myself. And you know I co-sign that all day, every day, baby. Let's go. I'm not, you can talk to me however you want. It's all good. But yes, Robert Barnes is incredibly smart. Like, it's kind of crazy how smart he is. And it's impressive. What's up, GJJ in the house with that member message? Appreciate you, brother. Let me read a couple super chats, then we're going to move on. We got more stories to talk about. Hayden Wayne, I got that one, the 20. Let's see, we've got Aunt Ryu says that the city is a cesspool with about 5 boroughs closing everything left and right. The wealthy moved further north to the Hudson area if they're still here. The Catskills area are based. Albany is commie central. And I wonder, and again, I appreciate that feedback on that. Like, that makes me curious about what was New York like back in the 2000s or the 90s. Like, I mean, it's obviously always had its rough areas and everything like that. But it just seems like from the outside looking in, and again, to be clear, I don't even have a full grasp of like how New York operates. I've been through there a couple of times. I've stayed in New York City a couple of times, but it's hard for me to process just the landscape of everything. Like, if you were to tell me, like, if you were to put me at Times Square, I would not know where Manhattan was. I wouldn't know where the Bronx was. I wouldn't know where any of this shit is. You know what I mean? I would have no understanding of any of that. Let's see. Rodman's Primal says NYC in the 90s and 2000s was clean. I miss that New York. Don't we all? Don't we all? Darth Racer, I got that one. Varinid for the calls, got that one. Jeremy's neglected background television. Hey, Jeremy, it's been a while since you've actually used me. Can you turn me on and look at me? 5 seconds is all I ask. God bless. I mean, I have a old school over here TV for my old school video game systems. Then I have the 2 TVs back here. Then I have the 5 screens in front of me. I very much do love my Pensacola setup. It is awesome. Hayden Wayne says we need Ken Paxton in Texas, but he would make a phenomenal attorney general. Absolutely, he would. Again, that's why I say Trump can build a massive team with him, like a true all-star team. For those that don't remember the Dream Team, do you remember the Dream Team in basketball? Trump could build the Dream Team of politics with his administration. He could literally build the Dream Team. It would be incredible. Harley Dave for another 50 says Remington Arms, after over 200 years, has decided to move their entire operation out of New York. I put it in an earlier super chat, but that's cool. Love ya, Fig. Thank you. I actually have that article pulled up right here. Thank you, Harley Dave. I appreciate that. Prominent New York gunmaker abandons blue state and heads for Georgia. A long-standing gun factory in New York, Mohawk Valley, is leaving the Empire State and relocating to Georgia, taking away more than 200-year-old staple in the town of Lyon. Remington, the nation's oldest gun manufacturer, told union officials last year that the company, Chief said Remington Arms, its current name, would end manufacturing in New York in March. The remaining operations, so going to Georgia, yada, yada, yada. So, again, that was something that they, that was a decision apparently they made. But again, this is what's going on with New York. New York is a shit show. It's bad. And there's nothing that's this is not something that just gets fixed overnight. Okay. It just doesn't. It doesn't get fixed overnight. And that's what so many of these, like, it's almost like the entertainment industry. A lot of this stuff is not going to get, some of it can, to be fair, in the entertainment world, because if you just, if you get the cancer out that's been ruining everything, and you get people in that can make good movies and good entertainment, then I do think people will come back. But that's a little more simple than what we're seeing right now. Warren Smith says Jeremy is black from the waist down. Thanks to the 5 screens he looks at. Certified for the N-word pass. I said it one time on this stream, accidentally. I know like a lot of streamers, they go, oh, they accidentally say the N-word. And then, they go, oh, never said that before in my life. I've never I've never said the N-word ever in private or driving down the road or listening to rap music or never. It's never happened, okay? I would never do that. No, please don't. I'm very not racist, okay? Please give me money. I'm not racist. That's how the Twitch streamers do it, right? The Twitch streamers with the Black Lives Matter. There's these white people with Black Lives Matter bios in their Twitter header, and then they say like really racist stuff, and then they come on stream and they cry and they whine and say they're not racist, and to give them money. Please give me money. I'm not racist. That's pretty much how it is. So when I said it, I'm like, well, whoops, didn't mean to do that, but hey, what are you going to do, you know? Let's see. John from Miramis says, we got to win or we are fucked. Vote, damn it. Vote. Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. Let me see. The Sean 2 says, Jeremy, the other day you talked about Ray and you said he sounds like Scott Steiner. I didn't know who he was. I looked him up, and when I heard his voice, I laughed so hard. They sound the same. Chicago Ray sounds just like Scott Steiner. And trust me when I say that is a massive compliment, okay? Massive compliment. Because Scott Steiner is awesome. The big bad booty daddy, Scott Steiner, the legend. Again, this is from my freaks out there, and of course Steiner math. There's just so many memes that go with the Scott Steiner stuff. I love it. It's so funny. Modalicious says, remember that time Nikki Haley said she works for China? Oops. 100%. Dean H says, some folks over at the Blaze TV are saying that DeSantis would make a good VP choice. Yeah, I can't back that idea at all. I mean, again, that was what I wanted to see before Ron DeSantis showed his true colors. And no, I don't want Ron DeSantis. I would rather, God, man, I don't know how to say it. Like, I don't like Ron DeSantis at all. And I live in the state of Florida. I voted for Ron DeSantis for his reelection, where he basically abandoned the state of Florida. But I don't want him. I don't want him as the VP at all. Harley Dave for 10 says that the messed up thing about this is that Jeremy is not only black from the waist down, but also a spotted albino. Cyber Chud 2077 says DeSantis has been great for Florida. He absolutely has, and I'm not going to take that away. I'm not going to take that away from him. He has been great for the state of Florida. Kelly R. says, aloha, now ask her about 2A. Yeah, exactly. James, let's see, Whittam says, Lake 100% best option for general. I want Vivek. Yeah, well, like I said, with Kari Lake, again, you guys know, if you've been watching me for any substantial amount of time, you know that I've been talking about how much I wanted Kari Lake for VP for the longest for a multitude of reasons. First and foremost, because she's shown loyalty to President Trump, and he needs that. He needs loyalty first and foremost, which to me is the one knock on Vivek right now. Is I know he's like right there with Trump. I know all of that now, but like I don't know what was Vivek doing 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I mean, I know that there's a video of him saying how he cried on January 6th. Yeah, I mean, did somebody drop something on your toe, or were you crying because you thought that this was a threat to democracy? Like, and I think he's explained that comment before, but still, man, like, you cried. You cried when you saw January 6th happen? What? Like, come on, man. Like, if you want to say, like, you know, I said the other day, like, it's kind of hard for me to watch, like, sad animal movies, okay? Like Homeward Bound, okay? It's tough. It's tough for me to get through Homeward Bound. I admit that, okay? But I think that makes me seem more manly than Vivek saying he cried on January 6th. What? Come on, bro. Come on. January 6th? What did you cry about? It's really bad. It's really bad. So, chat's crushing me. Listen, man. I don't care about humans dying in movies and all that shit, all right? But when it's a dog, I'm a bitch. I'm sorry. I can't help it. I turn into a soy boy, and I can't deal with it. That's why I don't watch sad animal movies. I can't do it. I refuse to do it. All right? It is what it is. Mike Hill says, tomorrow is my state primary, and we'll be voting for Trump. Let's go. And Harley Dave just dropped 20 gifted memberships. Let's freaking go. Are they not going through? I don't see the gifties going through right now. What's going? There they are. There it is. All right. They are going through right there. Let's go. I'm getting roasted in the chat right now. Eagle Eye says, are you going to Pensacon? So I was going to go to Pensacon. You know, I'd gotten everything together. I was gonna go cosplay. I was had all my equipment, and then I remembered that Pensacon banned me. So, fuck Pensacon. They can all go to hell at Pensacon. But I hope everybody has fun if you go to Pensacon. But yeah, the Pensacon banned me years ago, a long time ago, and they banned me because I had an opinion. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding at all. They banned me because I had an opinion that they did not agree with. This is a fact. So yeah, that's it. So for those who don't know, Pensacon is like the Comic-Con here in Pensacola, and it's gotten a lot bigger over the years. They've actually had to move locations and things like that. I have a video on Geeks and Gamers when this whole thing happened. And the quick version of what happened. I'm from Pensacola. I run an entertainment channel called Geeks and Gamers. When Geeks and Gamers was kind of growing and picking up momentum, I was calling out a lot of the woke stuff or mistreatment of fans or things like that. I had already been to Pensacon several years. I had media credentials. I'd been there multiple times. I always had a great experience. I always did a great job. I always had a great relationship with them. Never a problem at all. So there was this big controversy surrounding an anime voice actor named Vic Mignogna. I don't know if anybody knows about the Vic Mignogna situation, but he was accused of, things, and there was really no substance behind the accusations. It was a he said, she said situation. I didn't know anything about it. I had no idea what was going on with it. I didn't even know who Vic Mignogna was at the time. But because one of the people that was accusing him of something was going to make an appearance at Pensacon, fans of Vic were basically saying, like, we're not going to go to Pensacon or whatever. They were talking about it on social media. So social media, the Pensacon official Twitter account was searching fans out that were talking about Vic Mignogna and chastising them through the official account. Like, tell him, like, we don't want you at our convention, stay away. Through the official account, they were searching people out. And people were telling me about this. And I was like, oh, wow, this is bullshit. So I looked at the situation, and I decided to make a video on it because I thought it was bullshit. I thought it was very unprofessional and bullshit. So I made a video on it. And in my video, I said, I don't know anything about Vic Mignogna. I don't know if he's guilty. I don't know if he's innocent. But if I'm looking at the situation for what has been presented, it looks like a he said, she said situation. And I don't think that that's a reason for them to be banning people that are supporting Vic. That's what I said in my video. Maybe 20 minutes after I uploaded my video, I got an email from Pensacon telling me that they were revoking my press credentials and that I was not welcome there. And that they told me that I should do more research into the situation about Vic Mignogna. So that's it. They took my press credentials for that reason. So I made a video responding that I'm too big of a deal for Pensacon anyway. I was like, well, I'm too big of a deal for you anyway. I've outgrown Pensacon. I'm too big of a deal, of being very sarcastic. And then later on, I actually got to meet Vic Mignogna. I've met him a few times, actually, and really nice guy. But yeah, so fuck Pensacon. So I don't know if they had the same leadership or not, but they don't like me. Man, you got a lot out of that $1.99 super chat. You got a lot out of that one. Shandog says, bro, Cobra style helmet available in Helldivers 2. I'm going to be playing Helldivers 2 very soon. Very, very soon. I'm excited about that. I'm very, very excited about Helldivers 2. I appreciate you guys keeping me up to speed on Helldivers 2 as well. Man, look at that. Harley Dave with those 20 gifted memberships. We are rocking and rolling tonight. Thank you again. I apologize to our Rumble audience, but you know, I will get it fixed. I don't know. Hailstorm's been looking into it. It's not his fault. It's nobody's fault. We've been trying. It's just something amiss on the software that we're using, and that's all I know. But we got Kick rocking and rolling, and that's all that matters, right? That's all that matters. So we're okay with that. Let's see. Let me see where I'm at. Make sure I haven't missed anything. And then we've got this. So we've got more stuff to talk about and go over. So let me pull this up really quickly right here. Give me just a moment. And there's just so much to talk about, man. There's an endless amount of things to talk about. So we have to talk about Fani. We have to talk about the God, YouTube drives me crazy when they do that. We have to talk about the Fani Willis situation, okay? So the Fani Willis situation just gets funnier and funnier and funnier. All right, so the Fani Willis stuff is about to get bad. Breezy's Comics and Collectibles says you missed my member message, Fig. I didn't miss it. There's so many I'm trying to get to, so I'm kind of going at them at random a little bit. So my apologies, but no, I didn't miss it. I just haven't got to it yet. Fani Willis situation, not good. It's not good at all, and it's only going to get worse. And again, those that preach the loudest have the most to hide, okay? And there's a lot of layers to this story with Fani Willis. First and foremost, let's play this clip right here. Here we go.
No, we haven't heard back from her yet. We'll see what we get from her. But there's a whistleblower in her office who we have talked to, the committee staff. Yeah, and she...
So if you can't hear him, he's talking about Fani Willis, and he says that they have a whistleblower from her office right here. So let me pull it up right there. Right here. All right. So Jim Jordan says a whistleblower has come forward against Fulton County DA Fani Willis. Good. Now do something about it. Jordan says a whistleblower from Willis' office came forward and claimed she was escorted by 7 police officers after she confronted Willis about inappropriate use of grant dollars. Fani Willis had 7 police escort her out when she was fired. Yeah, Fani Willis had 7 police escort her out when she was fired. When she fired this lady, because this lady raised the concern that Miss Willis was not spending grant dollars in the appropriate manner. She raised this concern, and then Fani Willis has her fired. She's now talking with our office. Let's listen to this one more time.
No, we haven't heard back from her yet. We'll see what we get from her. But there's a whistleblower in her office who we have talked to, the committee staff. Yeah, and she... The whistleblower, I think she's like 4'11", but Fani Willis had 7 police escort her out when she fired this lady, because this lady raised the concern that Miss Willis was not spending federal funds and not following the grant, the rules of the grant and the grant dollars in the appropriate manner. So she raised this concern, and then Fani Willis fired her. She's now talking with our office, and we'll see where that goes. And that's why we subpoenaed for records and documents related to this.
So you already have more of a victim in this situation than the Trump situation in New York. You already have someone on record saying or making some level of accusation, which is far more than anything that's happened in New York with Trump. Now, what are you going to do about it, Jim Jordan? And I like Jim Jordan. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to do anything about it? Or are you just going to talk about it so you can get claps? And you can get people to cheer, and you can get people to retweet. Are you actually going to do something about it? Because they have fined President Trump nearly $500 million for a victimless crime, where the bank even said on record, we loved doing business with President Trump. There's no fucking crime. Harley Dave, holy shit, Harley Dave, dropping a MAGA red $100 super chat and says, shh, I'm moonwalking out, ya fig. Holy crap, Harley Dave. Thank you so much, bro. You've been crushing it tonight. Crushing it. But let's see. Oh, it ain't over for Fani Willis, okay? There's even more, okay? there's even more right here.
Of cell phone data. Lawyers for the former president revealing some explosive cell phone data in a new court filing. They claim that Nathan Wade made at least 35 visits to the neighborhood where the Fulton County DA was living. They say, they go as far as alleging that Wade stayed overnight at her condo back in 2021. But the pair says the romantic relationship began in early 2022 after she'd brought him onto the Trump case. The new data seems to contradict what both Wade and Willis testified to under oath.
So if phone records were to reflect that you were making phone calls from the same...
Now, I know I turned the volume down. My bad, guys. I turned the volume. We got to look at the meme really quick. All right, we got to look at the meme. Here we go. Here's the meme.
Did you go to a cabin with Miss Willis ever?
Ever?
Ever.
No.
It never gets old. Oh, God, it never gets old, dude. I swear.
Same location as the condo before November 1st of 2021, and it was on multiple occasions. The phone records would be wrong.
If phone records reflected that, yes, sir.
They'd be wrong.
They'd be wrong.
Did anyone else stay with you at the Yerty condo, including Miss Yerty?
Never. This is a very lonely period in my life. I don't think anyone ever spent the night.
Judge, you're not buying it over there. But listen, just because he was there doesn't mean, how can I say this for
that he slept with her?
That there was boot knocking going on.
Oh.
God. Dude, the fact that this is just...
Okay, let me explain one thing. I want you to think about this. He gets to her house at 3:30 in the morning. Right?
Uh-oh.
No, he gets to her house at 10:45 at night.
Okay.
He leaves at 3:30 in the morning. He gets to his house at 4, goes back home at 4, and then texts her at about 5 minutes after 4. Now, I don't think they're texting about a case. He's telling her what a great night he had. Look, here's the bottom line. This case just blew up. Fani Willis not only has the appearance of impropriety, not only an actual conflict, Fani Willis perjured herself. Her boyfriend perjured himself. They lied under oath. Each of them said they didn't have a relationship until 2022. Now, Robin Yater, whatever the name is, she said, no, it started in 2019. I saw them. They were hugging. They were kissing. And you know what? She ain't a great DA. I never thought she was that smart. She doesn't know how to conduct herself in a courtroom, clearly. But this woman is so dumb, she doesn't even realize that cell phone analytics can identify the exact location of your phone, not the area, but the exact location based upon the cell tower. That's how we prove crimes. We've been doing it for years, Fani. And here's the thing. In 2021, before they hooked up, they texted.
These are the people that put in a position to arrest and charge and photograph the former president of the United States of America. We are a clown world. We are a fucking joke. This is insane.
Texted each other more than 1,000 times a month, but they weren't boot knocking. And they called each other more than 2,000 times a month. More to the point, he's going to her house. He's sleeping there. He's leaving, going home at least 2 nights. She calls her friend Robin a liar. Look, this man has no experience as a felony prosecutor or with RICO. She has no experience in a courtroom. The two of them are ridiculous. She was able to fund a lavish lifestyle that she took part of with this stupid claim. I paid him back in cash. That itself is incredulous. The only question now is whether or not the judge is going to have the chutzpah to call it for what it is. And this is perjury. The bottom line is Wade got paid, Willis got laid, and the taxpayers got played.
All right, that was good. All right, one more time. That was good.
to call it for what it is, and this is perjury. The bottom line is Wade got paid, Willis got laid, and the taxpayers got played.
She had to look down to remember the last one, but it was good. I like how she had to look down to remember it. Shout out to her.
Willis got laid, and the taxpayers got played.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
That's the way it is.
I thought maybe you were going to say spade. But no. But
All right.
Okay, so Jesse, can you text someone thousands of times, be close friends, be talking about business, and it's not romantic? Possible?
It was a booty call. The judge nailed it. She texts at 11, come on over.
The fact that Fox News is having... Again, man, I'm not a fan, I am a fan of certain individuals on Fox News, but I think Fox News overall is trash. But there's, individuals I like. I like Jesse Waters, obviously Judge Neen. Greg is awesome. But, we're having a conversation right now about the people that are responsible for the arrest of the former and future president of the United States of America. And this is the type of conversation that we're trying to have. This is insane.
He comes over, he leaves at 4. Come on. It's a booty call, but they lied about sex. Hasn't everybody lied about sex? That's the whole Clinton drama. They lied about sex, but they also lied about money.
I will say this. I met Jesse Waters one time, and I mentioned that because we were talking about, what I do, with YouTube and everything, and I was like, yeah, we had Alex Jones on the show. He goes, oh, hell. He was just so excited when I said this was a long time ago. You could tell, to me, he didn't say whether he does or did or didn't like Alex Jones, but the look on his face led me to believe that he likes Alex Jones. So I don't know. That was just the impression I got.
And he's destroyed evidence in past cases. And she's now lied 16 times to the judge's face. This judge might be a softie, though.
He is a wimp.
So anything could happen. The thing is here, they've so disqualified themselves. The judge might say, listen, it's personal. I need to stay in Fulton County as a judge. I want to save my career in Fulton County and just let them go on their way. But if you're going to lie that many times just about this and cover it up, you're not going to be prosecuting the former president with any integrity. You're going to lie, cheat, and steal in that case, too. And that's why they should be disqualified.
Well, and Harold, the judge is going to have a closed hearing on Monday with one of these, witnesses who was a former law partner.
These people should not be in these positions, period. Period. They shouldn't be in the position to even have to have discussions about are they justified. These people are not qualified. This is absolutely insane. But they play the identity politics bullshit the right way, and they get elevated.
Partner, there's a question of attorney-client privilege. He represented Nathan Wade for part of the time in the divorce, but then it's public again next Friday. And that hearing, this judge is going to have to make some tough decisions.
Oh,
there's no doubt.
We got another public hearing this Friday. Was that today? No. Well, I don't know when this video came out, but yeah, this probably came out today. So maybe I guess it's next week. Am I right about that? I will react to that if it's live.
Both these attorneys, Mr. Wade and Mr. Willis, will have to respond to this new data here. I don't know. I've not reached the same conclusion that because they were communicating as much as they were, that this meant that there was some sort of romantic relationship. But if the data shows it and they misled the court, I don't disagree with it all. This court will have an enormous set of pressures on him to render a judgment, and we'll have to take that into consideration as he renders a judgment. I would imagine the judge is not going to be swayed by how he has to function in Fulton County over the next several months or years, if indeed this turns out to be.
I don't really care to hear what you got to say, to be honest with you. I don't really care what you have to say. Yeah, I want to hear what Greg has to say.
Doubt has been cast there, and they're going to have to answer these questions.
Well, Greg, do you think they're telling the truth?
No, of course they are. They were playing Yahtzee.
I love Yahtzee.
Yes. They're working on a case, and when booty calls, this is like a classic Columbo episode right? It's all going one way, and then that last segment on the show, there's that one clue. It's the phone records, and then it's over. They didn't just falsely testify. They really falsely testified. I mean, and it was so obvious to everybody. It was amazing they did it. They assumed that they could get away with it. But this removes any ambiguity. They perjured. They will lose the case. They will probably lose their jobs, and they could actually lose their freedom because they broke the law. Why did they do it? They assumed they had a free pass. You know, if you analyze their claims, you could be called racist. And they had a judge that seemed legitimately terrified of his previous employer. It was like Dwight Schrute interviewing Michael Scott, right? It just appeared that even in the testimony when she went off the rails, she was in control because the judge was too scared to rein her in. And I think the bigger picture here, when you step back, is how all the major critics of the left have been targeted by lawfare. So whether it's the January 6th protesters, Trump, Lindell, Musk, Giuliani, Bannon, Fox, there are lesser known names who are being targeted. It is time probably to return fire. You know, you don't bring a slingshot to a gunfight. It's time for some deep pockets to start targeting Soros-funded DAs, the people who absolve themselves from truly fighting crime, and instead to focus on their political adversaries and opponents. Because the fact is, this stuff's going to continue. They're going to keep targeting people and trying to put them behind bars.
We will find every Soros.
Holy shit. Hailstorm just shared a meme. I got to show you this meme. Hailstorm just showed a meme. Oh, my goodness. That one. Holy crap. There we go. Right there. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Call of Booty, modern warfare. Okay. Oh, that's good. That is good right there. God. Again, man, I am embarrassed for this country. I'm embarrassed that we're in this position. I'm embarrassed. This is insane. Like, I am truly embarrassed beyond belief. Like, I can't believe how nonsensical this world is. That clowns like this are in any position to do this to President Trump. And then we got this right here. And Vivek shared this yesterday. This is Peekaboo James in New York. This is insanity. And so Vivek says every American should watch this video of Letitia James in her own words. This is third world stuff. Our country is done if these are the kind of people in charge of making prosecution decisions. That's true. And he's right. We are done. If we allow people like this to have any influence whatsoever, we are done. It's over. You might as well just kiss it goodbye.
He's called me venomous. We will fight back to your attempt to bring Trumpism to New York City. He's called me disgraceful. Of the fact that they stole the Supreme Court seat. An illegitimate president and an illegitimate member of the United States Supreme Court. He's called me radical. Listen. Yes. We know he's crazy. Yes. We know he doesn't have a sound mind. Yes. We know he's out of control. Yes. We know he's losing it. Yes. We know his days are numbered and we will come together.
Dude, I swear to God, this is Batman. This is a Batman comic book. She's a comic book villain. Like all of these weirdos, you couldn't imagine that this is real life. Couldn't imagine her eyes. How does someone's eyes do that? That's not natural. It's not natural.
He's out of control. We know he's losing it. We know his days are numbered and we will come together. He's called me a racist. We've got to stand up to an administration which is too male, too pale, and too stale.
Look at this fucking freak right here. Look at this fucking weirdo. He looks like he's taking a poop. Like that fake smile. He's terrified. He's terrified to be called a racist.
Too male, too pale, and too stale. Too male, too pale, and too stale. Thank you.
Evil, man. Evil, evil. That is the face of evil right there. That is the face of evil. And we as a people we just can't. We cannot stand by and allow this, man. And again, you know, people can, and I know that I'm constantly accused of being a Trump homer and all this stuff. Well, I am a Trump homer. Absolutely. Because he's easily, unquestionably the best man for the job. Now, again, will I disagree with him? Of course I will. I disagree with him quite often on certain things. I've also said, like, and again, right now, Trump really, really, really has no excuse for making his biggest mistake last time. He has no excuse this time. What was Trump's biggest mistake last time? Personnel. His personnel. And again, I do understand why he made mistakes last time. Like, I do get it. I understand why he made personnel decisions that were mistakes, because I don't think he fully understood how deep the swamp was. I don't think he understood that. And now he does. And now looking at the people he has around him, he has no excuse to not make those same decisions. Like, he has to make better decisions on the personnel side. Absolutely. And I do worry. Kecklord says, most I can do tonight, just received my new Meta PC. Hail the 199. That is awesome, Kecklord. If you are in the market for a new PC, please go over to Meta PCs. Use the promo code 199. We get a kickback of that, and it helps a lot. We appreciate Meta PCs for always having our back. So that is great to hear, Kecklord. Love to hear that. So appreciate you. Appreciate your support, and appreciate you guys going over there and using that promo code 199. Yeah, I mean, so he really doesn't. Like, if you look at what he has now, the thing that scares me the most is not only, like, it's hard to say that what was his worst decision, what was his worst personnel decision in his administration. I mean, I think the easy answer is Mike Pence, but that's mainly because of the position Mike Pence had. But he had a lot of bad decisions and throughout his administration. But where you put someone does matter. And Mike Pence, all things considered, is probably the worst decision he made. And that's my only concern about what's he going to do for VP. What decision is he going to make for VP? That's going to be the crucial element. Somebody said Fauci. He didn't, like, Fauci's been in government forever. He didn't choose Fauci. Fauci's just like a leech that's always been there. Yeah, so that does concern me. It does concern me a lot. So I guess we shall see. Let's see here. Dumb Blonde with Big Tits says, here's a donation to get Sydney Sweeney on FNT or Tuesday night's main event. Hail the 199. Hail big assets. Love geeks and gamers. And fuck the gay rooster. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Harley Dave says, damn dog, that Fani got busted. I know, it's so funny. Kevin for 50 says Elon Tesla Semi could put truckers out of business. I pre-ordered the Tesla Optimus bot to pick. And let's see, more emergency CobraCast. You got good info. Hey man, well in theory, Elon could put a lot of people out of business. I don't think Elon would go that route. Because Elon is a very smart guy, and he understands the importance of truckers, but I don't think he could put them out of business. But he could get involved in that world for sure. If Elon was in the business of putting people out of business, I think he's more interested in putting Disney out of business and Mark Zuckerberg out of business than anyone. That's what he should be doing. He should be trying to put them out of business. That's what I want. I wanted to put those guys out of business. Did y'all see that, like, weird video of Mark Zuckerberg the other day at the UFC fight? That was one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. That was one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. I truly, like, I don't know. What's the anime you were talking about on FNT that you liked? Well, it wasn't, so Krista, are you here? It wasn't a. It's a live action. What was it?
Say that again. Sorry.
Kenshin. What
You-
was it? So it's.
Oh yeah, Rurouni Kenshin.
Yeah. So So Krista recommended I watch that, and that's the live action, right? But that's based on an anime, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rurouni, is that how you say it? Rurouni Kenshin.
Yeah, Rurouni Kenshin.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it was phenomenal. It was absolutely phenomenal. So Krista, everybody in the chat's showing up with your emoji there. So everyone say hello to Krista.
Hi.
All right, thank you, Krista.
you.
The chat's gonna go crazy with anime recommendations now. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Tell
here
Jeremy
we
to
go.
watch the other two because he only seen one. He has to finish the others.
Yes, I only saw the first one, and it was fantastic. It was fantastic. I loved it. I loved it. All right. Thank you, Krista. Appreciate that. There are, let's see if I think I had another video that we were going to. Oh, yeah. Let's get back to this. So check this out.
So the judge, right?
Hang on. So we've got this video from Valuetainment, and to just kind of further emphasize the absolute insanity that we are dealing with right now. How is this real? How is this real life? How? What we're dealing with right now, whether it's in Florida, whether it's in Georgia, whether it's in New York, how are we dealing with this? This is not serious at all. Matt for $10 on Rumble says, hail FNT in the 199. If you look up the quartering video of Joe Rogan and Kid Rock shitting on Bud Light boycotters today. I did. I looked it up earlier, and we reacted to it, and that's where I was talking about how not only Kid Rock, who, again, do I like Kid Rock? I have nothing against Kid Rock. I'm not like, some of his songs are really good. He has Only God Knows Why. What's the other song that they played during like, they played it for the WWF sizzle reels for a lot of the wrestlers back in the Attitude Era. There's Lonely Road of Faith. Lonely Road of Faith is my favorite Kid Rock song. I love Lonely Road of Faith. That's my favorite Kid Rock song. He's had a few good ones. They're fine. But overall, like, I can't say I'm the biggest fan. American Badass is okay. It's okay. So he's got some good songs. But overall, like, I can't say I'm like the biggest Kid Rock fan. I'm not driving around listening to Kid Rock consistently. I will listen to Lonely Road of Faith, Only God Knows Why, and Picture. I'll listen to those 3 songs because those are good. But outside of that, whatever. But overall, I like Kid Rock because he supports Trump and he's not a left-wing nut job. With that said, this Bud Light nonsense, his take on Bud Light is mega weak and mega beta. And he's the one that started the whole thing. And then, of course, Trump's take on Bud Light, I think, is nonsensical as well. Regardless if he owns a portion of Bud Light, or I don't give a shit if he's involved in Anheuser-Busch. What Bud Light did, what Anheuser-Busch did, is bullshit. Period. You apologize when you fuck up. This is not a hard process. I am a business owner. When we had the whole Zack Snyder nonsense, go look up my video. What did I do? I apologized to our audience. I said, I'm sorry that I put us in that position. I take full responsibility. I made the decision to bring Zack Snyder into this whole thing. I took responsibility. I am sorry that I put you guys in the position as viewers, as fans of Geeks and Gamers. I am sorry. I fucked up. That's all you got to do. Take responsibility for your actions. Anheuser-Busch has not done that. So until they do that, they don't deserve anything. They deserve no respect whatsoever. Not that hard to do. But it is when you're elitist assholes like they are, and that's essentially where we're at with that. But yes, Matt, we did look that up. Okay, so this video from Valuetainment, and again, so we're talking about Mar-a-Lago. Mar-a-Lago, Donald Trump's residence in West Palm Beach. Now, I've been to West Palm Beach a few times. West Palm Beach is gorgeous. And the area specifically in which Trump is some of the most expensive real estate in the country. It's unreal. It's incredibly beautiful there. They have basically in New York, they have valued his property at Mar-a-Lago, I think at $18 million. There is not a single person with a working brain that thinks that this makes sense. Some estimates have Mar-a-Lago anywhere from $750 million to $1.5 to $2 billion of value. I personally think it's definitely over $1 billion when you add all of the layers into it. It's got multiple beachfront properties and some of the most expensive real estate in the country. It's got multiple beachfront properties and a massive amount of land. Plus, it's got everything that comes with it and the aura of being a Trump property. Insane. So let's listen to this video from Valuetainment here, because this is pretty funny.
So the judge, right, the wonderful, sweet judge, Letitia James, says she'll seize Trump's New York buildings if he can't pay $350 million fine. Rob, if you have the video, I want you to watch this video, and then I want to show you something else that maybe none of you have seen, except for those of you guys that have been on Twitter and X. Go ahead and play this clip, Rob. Go ahead.
If he does not have funds to pay off the judgment, then we will seek, judgment enforcement mechanisms in court, and we will ask the judge to seize his assets.
Trump was held liable for
Why
exaggerating
does she talk
his
like
wealth.
Janet Jackson? You can pause it right there. By the way,
glasses.
So watch this. Okay, so they want to do that, right? Because remember, this whole thing got started when she claimed that Mar-a-Lago is worth what? $18 million.
$18 million.
Rob, can you go to Twitter, please?
$18 million. Keep that in mind. This is the nonsense. This is the nonsense in which we are dealing with right now.
Please. I found an article yesterday through Matt. I think it was Matt that put this up, and then I went to Google to verify it. This is New York, Matt Gates, by the way. This is New York Times, Thursday, July 16th, 1981. Post home for sale for $20 million. A portion of Mar-a-Lago, the Post estate in Palm Beach. 43 years ago, this house was for sale for $20 million. And then I said, this cannot be a real story. Then I went and typed New York Times to see if this article is still public. You can do this, folks. This is the article on NewYorkTimes.com with the date right there, if you can zoom in. Wow. July 16, 1981, okay? And if you get the article, this is about the property of Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach being for sale. So millions by government was the undisputed quote in Palm Beach society. And today, 7.5 years later, after the death of Marjorie Merriweather Post, the 115-room mansion, which she reigned in, is on the market for a regal sum. By all accounts, the Post Foundation is selling Mar-a-Lago, a 70.7-acre estate that stretches from the Atlantic Ocean in front yard to Lake Worth in the back for no less than $20 million.
$20 million back then.
Record-breaking price in a winter, watering hole of the very rich is also one of the highest ever asked for residential property in the country. This is 1981. Wow. It took 4 years and $8 million to build Mar-a-Lago in 1927, folks. That's 100 years ago.
Oh my!
And this judge has convinced Americans that Mar-a-Lago is worth freaking $18 million. Do me a favor, go to Realtor.com if you can do that.
This is insane. This is insane. This is why I do what I do. And I'm not going to stop calling this bullshit out. Like, this is fucking stupid. There is no way that anybody can justify this bullshit. This is insanity. I can't believe I'm living in a world where this is happening right now. Good God.
Just go to Go to Realtor.com and type in Palm Beach. Go to Realtor.com and type in Palm Beach, Florida, if you can do that. Palm Beach, Florida, perfect. Now, if you can do me a favor while you go there and put the search, go to the filters that it'll show you to the left. Sort by, close that says sort by bottom, go lower, 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 right above the picture.
Right here. Yeah, I've been to West Palm multiple times. Like, you can't fathom that something like Mar-a-Lago would only be worth $18 million. It's the stupidest fucking thing in the world. Let me get the quality higher here. See if I can get this quality higher so you guys can see this better.
To the left. Yeah, go to sort by highest price. Okay, and go to that first one. Go to the first one.
That's just land.
2.3 acres for $200 million.
What? What? Come on, man. Come on.
Oh, my God.
You're paying $200 million for that land right now.
That's really nice grass.
Yeah. So go back, Rob. Go back, Rob. If you can go back one. Go back one. Go back one. Go to the second house.
The view, Pat.
That house is 2.27 acres.
Wow.
Okay, for $187 million. How many bedrooms is it? Go up a little bit to see how many rooms it is. Go up. 11 rooms. 177 rooms was the other one, just so you know, on 17.7 acres. So if we take purely this math, okay, go to the one previous and just do the land. Go to the one previous, Rob, you were in, right there, that one right there. So the other property is 18 acres. This is 2 acres. Let's just say 8 times, okay? 8 times $200 million with 0 property, just the land, $1.6 billion.
Wow.
With the land, with the pool, with the club, with all the inside the rooms, everything. Somebody could, an aggressive realtor could make an argument for $2 billion, okay? They could. Now, somebody who's reasonable could say, well, at least it's worth $1 billion, maybe $750 million. And if you're able to buy it for $500 million, you got lucky. But the fact that somebody's selling 2 acres of land for $200 million and Letitia's able to convince that the place is only worth $18 million, do you realize how ludicrous and how funny this is?
It's beyond comprehension, dude. And you want to believe, like, and this is why it should get into every single person's head. Like, you want to believe, like, if I live my life and I do things to the best of my ability to try to stay within the rules and stay within the legal rights and not actively, knowingly break any laws or any rules, then and I feel like I'm going to be okay. That's just not the case. It's just not the case. But as I've said one more time, I'll repeat it again. This is so much more than Trump. Trump just represents what they are scared of the most, and they are scared of someone going against the system, going against everything, not having to worry about campaign finance. Because, again, they're used to the Ron DeSantis's of the world. They're used to the Nikki Haley's of the world. They're used to the people that they can buy and pay for and control. That's what they're used to. And they don't have that with Trump. And they're trying to set a tone to let not just Trump, but the next person know that we will destroy you if you go against us. We will destroy you if you do not fall in line and work within the system that is created in order to benefit us. That's what this is about.
This is why people are leaving New York. Letitia James trying to talk like Janet Jackson. Okay? That's what's going on to your state.
Hey, that's poetic
Congratulations.
justice there. She looks like Sherman Klump without the glasses. But by the way, so
anytime.
Sherman Klump.
Any place the greatest music video of all
do
time.
they know about it? Like how is it? Like, by the way, you should be his lawyer. You just do exactly what you did in the courtroom. It's a done deal. It's a closed deal. Why have they even done something like this?
I don't think they have done something like this. But all I'm saying is I'm giving my basic,
but that's basic.
argument for something like this. Go ahead, Tom.
Well, and what she's saying is the headlines, she's going to seize it. Well, she can't seize squat. She will seek judgment enforcement mechanisms in court. Those mechanisms start at the end of appeals, at the end of judicial review, all of which is available to Donald Trump. And he's got a lot of support from people that don't like him very much because this is a bad precedent. This is a bad case. And she can't take it. She can't stroke her pen. She's not a foreign dictator that can just steal oil companies from his billionaires. That's not what she can do here. There's due process here. And these are headlines that are meant to be populist headlines. Ha, 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 we're going to seize his assets. Well, be careful what you're talking about because you're sounding an awful lot like you got the mouth of a totalitarian regime. And Donald Trump has got the appeal process and other things in front of him. Yes, the interest is building up, but this is a farce. We will seek judgment according to mechanisms in court. Yeah, after the appeals, after he hasn't paid, after a lot of things that have to come and go, because we have a judicial system, an appellate system, circuit courts for this, and we have due process in this country. At least I thought we did.
When did they give that $18 million assessment judgment? Do we have a time frame?
It was earlier this year, if I'm not mistaken.
For that? I'm assuming it was late summer 2023.
Last year.
Because I actually was doing some research back then. There was an article regarding Zillow, and they had to amend the article, but they basically
posted a listing for Mar-a-Lago saying that it was sold for $422 million. So they had to retract it. They basically said, you know, why is Zillow basically saying it's been sold, not sold? What's the argument right there? Eric Trump made a statement. That was in, I want to say September of 2023. But listen, you could say Zillow, you know, maybe they're getting involved in where they shouldn't be getting involved politics, but that number of 422 million was what they listed or is what it was sold for. Whether you think it's more or whether you think it's less, anyone looking at this situation saying $18 million, like, come on, buddy. It just makes zero sense. And that's why I understand when people are like, what is happening?
But we keep hearing, and this is the second time you said it, where it's like the people like, come on, but how are they getting away with it this far and this long? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's blatantly obvious what they're doing, but they're using the courts to try to do it. Where's the outrage? I mean, besides us yelling and people screaming, like, well, it's like.
Well, listen, we're making our arguments. Let the audience do sharing, talking, disputing. And all we're doing is we're a podcast. We talk about current events. We give our own arguments. We have friendly debates, arguments. Sometimes we throw stuff at each other after the video's done.
Yeah.
We're not live. The real fight starts once we're off, right? But, you know, and the audience gets to sit there and say, I want to share this. Other people need to see this. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? And then vote accordingly. Yeah.
I mean, at this point, like, if you're this deep into following all of this and you still don't know what's going on, then you're just kind of retarded at that point. Like, it's mind blowing to me that anybody is still following this and doesn't see this for what it is. You know, it's just truly crazy, truly wild. But what are you gonna do? Now, I do have a couple more videos that we're going to react to on the truckers. I had them bookmarked, and I didn't get to them earlier, so we're going to show that one. First of all, I just want to say hello to everyone. Great audience tonight. Again, thank you. People keep subscribing to the channel. We've gained a ton of subscribers just in the past few days. And the videos, we're going to make more videos, and I am actively, like, trying to free up my schedule so I can do CobraCast 5 days a week. That's right, Monday through Friday. I know right now CobraCast happens Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I want to do CobraCast 5 days a week. I want to go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Bring it on, baby. Let's go. William G says, you're a great host, Jeremy. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Look, I'm better at solo streams than I am panel streams. No doubt about that. Yeah, Can Man, thank you for dropping the link. So again, the last night for the 199 backpacks, if you are interested, please go over there. Harley Dave has lost his mind tonight. Harley Dave dropping a 50 and says nothing. He says nothing. Rocking and rolling over here, baby. We got 2,000 likes. So again, great audience again. And you guys, I don't know, man. This show just keeps growing. And last time, I think we hit like 5,900 was our peak for CobraCast last time. I'm so frustrated that I don't have Rumble going. I am going to make sure. All right, we've got all weekend to figure this out. So me and Hailstorm are going to run some test streams and everything. We will get this done. Weasel says, CCNN, CobraCast News Network, authentic American, authentically American. Hey, look at there, man. I like it. I like it. CobraCast 199. Again, I got some really, like, the other thing, too, is we're rebuilding the website. Geeksandgamers.com is currently being rebuilt. Now, you can go over there right now. Site's going to look the same, but this is going to be about a month to 6 week process. So you guys, again, thank you for supporting me financially with Super Chats, whether it's here on Rumble, through Streamlabs, through Kick. Everything that I make, no matter if it's Geeks and Gamers or D-Day Cobra, it goes back into reinvesting into what we're doing. And so you guys literally are single-handedly keeping us, in business and moving forward. And as I said, I did turn down a pretty big sponsorship, and it just didn't feel right. It wasn't the right sponsor. I could not, in good faith, promote this sponsor, even though a lot of big YouTubers are promoting this sponsor. I could not, in good faith, do it. There are other sponsors that are in conversations with this, but I just could not. And it was a lot of money, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. for not many spots that I had to promote, but couldn't do it, man. Couldn't do it. So Manscaped, I would fucking shill for Manscaped if they gave me the money this company was going to give me, but it wasn't Raid. It wasn't it wasn't Raid. So no, it was not Raid. Let's see. I wish Raid Shadow Legends would try to pay me. Hayden Wayne says, I believe VTuber Kirsch is going to be on with our boy Legal Mindset tomorrow night to talk about the morphing of ESG and the ESG scores into Bridge. Just want to make sure you and the chat have notifications on. Will be big. And Hayden, I know you've been telling me about that. You always are looking out for me. I personally do think Andrew is going to be better suited for that, especially with everything Andrew has going on. I would like to watch it. Because here's the thing about me. I am not the type of person. I try not to talk about things that I'm not knowledgeable on. I talk about things I know, and I'm knowledgeable on a lot of different stuff. I'm kind of like a, jack of all trades, master of none. I can talk about a lot of different things, whether it's sports, entertainment, video games, movies, politics. And but like some of this stuff, I would like to learn more about this before I was really going to get into the weeds of it. So I'm looking forward to watching that. We will see. It was Bud Light. No, it wasn't Bud Light. Emily Rose for 10. Thank you so much, Emily. Appreciate that. It definitely was not Bud Light. Over on Rumble peeps are still super chatting, even though we got no fucking stream over there. R Burger says, Trump will win in Nikki's state. Hail the 199. Kelly R becomes a monthly supporter on Rumble. Thank you. B. Barrett says, swig of water for the truck driving man. Let's go Rumble, because F Google and Gemini. MAGA 2024. Fuck Joe Biden. Johnny the Whiz Kid says the next news network is in demonetization and are asking for donations to help keep their stuff going. I donated $23 to their Give Sim Go. I'd like to spread the word to plea to anyone here who can help. I like Next News Network, so I want to look into that and see what's going on. They've always been good to me. Eric says Rumble does not like the Rainbow Warrior Jeremy. Johnny the Whiskid says, do you want to check out Doug TeNaples' video on Judge Engeron going silent when Kevin O'Leary says truth about New York? Probably not tonight. I've had a lot of videos that we've reacted to tonight, but I will take a look at it. Vault95 says that leftists hate Trump. Hatred of Trump will be their undoing. The end of the saga of Tanya, the movie, makes a point. Their hatred will lash out without regard or reason, regardless of what they themselves stand to lose. 1,000%. Jay Schwalbach for $1 says, fix this shit. There is no reason for this. Rumble gives you a better cut of super chats. I know, but you only sent me a fucking $1, Schwalbach. You can send me more than that. What the fuck are we doing here? I know you've got it. Don't bullshit me with $1 super chat and waste my time. You're better than that. You know I'm kidding, right? Well, not with Schwalbach. All the rest of you. But not with Schwalbach. He can go fuck himself. Mark Santos says, Cobra. Let me show it one more time. So we got this right here. This is the coolest thing ever. Like, look at that. Look at this. We've got to make a CobraCast 199 one. So if we got any memers out there that want to do something like this, together we can build a better future. CobraCast 199. That is awesome. That is awesome right there. All right, let's see here. Emmanuel sends a D-Day Cobra membership. Thank you. Harley Dave has become a Tier 3 member. Holy shit. Great Tank says, have you seen the Sanford and Son Trump DC parodies? I saw one for the first time and I X'd it to you. Whatever. Hail, Snake, Pit, Geeks and Gamers, and the 199. I think I saw that one. There's been a lot of those out there. There's so many memes flying these days, it's hard to keep up with all of them. Quentin says, I'll be back down in the I think you mean Pensacola area, May 4th to the 10th. Flounders meetup. Hail the Snake Pit and the 199. I don't know where I'll be around that time, but again, and I'm not sponsored at all by Flounders in Pensacola. It is the best restaurant in Pensacola, though, on Pensacola Beach. Flounders, if you go, you're going to eat, and you're going to eat a lot. and you're going to feel like shit afterwards. Not because the food ain't good, it's because you're going to eat so much of it. The food is fantastic at Flounders. Aunt Ryu says, man, Buff Bagwell looks horrible. I remember reading that one earlier. Harley Dave says, Remington Arms Company moved operations to Georgia over 200 years, operating in New York State. That's the one you were talking about earlier. Let's see. Eric Sean says 199 is the universal symbol for the fig tree. I'll just say that. Had to dance around that one. So for the fig tree. Let me see. Chef Nick Nero says, remember the pilots F around, find out. Ackle WP2 says, got paged for after-hour service at my job while watching this CobraCast. Here's some extra money from that. Appreciate you, Jeremy. Thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the show. That's all I care about. Let's see. Aaron Alexander says, Chicago, where I'm from, has the same problem. I don't even recognize it from 15 years ago. One of the reasons I left Chicago for Florida. And the sad thing is all of this is going to, like, if we continue on this path, it's all going to continue falling apart everywhere we go. That's the scary thing. Simply awesome with those 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. Gary and Guitar, $5. Thank you. Slain Hope says no more classic New York pizza due to climate change. They want to destroy all the 100-year-old wood charcoal ovens to replace them with electric ovens. It's so sad. Elite Neo says, did I hear a meetup at Flounders? No, I would not. I listen. I don't know anyone at Flounders. I just go there as a customer. I've never spoken with anyone there outside of the waiter or waitress. Could I do something like that one day? Maybe. I would love to do something. I wouldn't want to do anything on a big scale, but I would love to have a meetup one day around that area. It's beautiful out there. It's awesome. Demogeni says, born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. I don't like going back up. Yeah, what's up, Demogeni? How the hell are you, man? Yeah, I hear you on that. Slain Hope says, Trump's catchphrase is you're fired because he does shit like making a brain surgeon the head of urban planning solely based on him being a smart black guy. That's funny as hell. Breezy's Comics and Collectibles says, hail Trump. What they are doing to him makes me sick. Doesn't matter if he has money. If I have 100, should I give 50 because I can? LOL. Exactly. Hashtag 199. Desert Doggy says, Smokey and the Bandit, that judge is a tick turd. Go Truckers. Google presents Elon Musk as Jeremy. Oh, I got that one. You don't give credit to how brainwashed these their people are. Destiny Cookie. Anyone that thinks Trump's a bad guy is on MK Ultra. CG says, look into those eyes when she said she'd seize his assets, and all you see is pure, unadulterated evil. Yep, you're right. Let's see. Aunt Ryu says she's got Biggie Smalls eyes. Oh my God, she does. Google presents Elon Musk as Peekaboo James. Eyes look like Debo from Friday. East Coast Toasted Boy says Haley Bailey eyes. Mr. Zabib's trajectory says, you know what else Barnes is right about? No one's going to replace Biden. Donald Trump seems to think differently on that. To be fair, Donald Trump seems to think that Biden can be, they're going to replace Biden. Again, I hope I'm wrong, and I hope Trump is wrong, and I hope Barnes is right. Aunt Ryu says, what a fig. Sailor Dream says, in defense of Tulsi, she did flip on 2A. Google presents Elon Musk says, Letitia James looks like Debo. Breezy's Comics and Collectibles. You missed my member message, fig. Teddy Long says, let me holler at you, player. What's up, Teddy Long? The Undertaker. Dash says Judge and his wife have donated money to Fani. I did see that report going around. Slain Hope says at that moment he knew he fucked up. Dumb blonde with big tits says dumb blondes with big assets loves the Don. Hot take for the first 4 Transformers movies are good. You need to rewatch the first 4. Hail the Bayverse. I disagree completely. I like the first Transformers movie. I think it's really good and really entertaining, and I fucking hate the rest of them, except for Bumblebee. But in terms of the Bayverse, I only like the first one. Johnny the WizKid says, Krista, tell Ryan to watch Outlaw Star. I lent him. Dumb Blonde with Big Tits says, Dark of the Moon is my favorite. My second is the first. I do not like Dark of the Moon. I do not like Dark of the Moon. Let's see. Picture was the first song I ever remembered. The Kid Rock song, yep. Dumb Blonde with Big Tits says, if the Don was going to sexually assault someone, they'd be hot and blonde with big assets, not black. Slain Hope says, the left doesn't care. They know they have to cheat. Dumb Blonde says, I'll totally watch a drunk stream with people like the Gay Rooster or Corn the Long Way Lover. That'll be funny as hell. The drunk stream. Yeah, it won't happen with me because I don't drink. But maybe someone else. Let's see. Al says, I live in Florida too. The CEO of Oracle has a smaller house than Mar-a-Lago in South Florida. Less land and 33 rooms, just over $100 million. The mortgage is $600K a month. But Mar-a-Lago is only $20 million. It is ridiculous. Tiger King says, Brostein, you need to grift harder for a new website. Do CobraCast 8 days a week, and do you want Snake Eyes outfit? I can email you the design. Absolutely, email me the design. And I know I need to grift harder. I haven't look. Here's the thing. There's the balancing act. Okay, there's the balancing act. You put on a good show. You get the opportunity to grift less, okay? But you get more viewers and more subscribers, and the audience is entertained. So I've been doing the live streaming long enough to know, and the audience gets maintained when you stay on point. But there's always time to grift. That's why I was talking shit to Jay Schwalbach, who never responded, so he's probably mad at me. So sorry, Jay Schwalbach. I thought you were like a little more like manly and could deal with a little bit of shit talking, but apparently you're crying, and I'm sorry. I was hoping to get like a $100 super chat out of you or something like that, but I guess I was too mean. So I figured you could handle it. My bad. My bad for having faith in you. Sorry about that. Lying Dog Face Pony Soldier with the Get the Membership. Thank you. Jeff says the only problem with Rurouni Kenshin is that the original author had CP. Sonny Kim says all live action has been lame as fuck. Stephen Brown says they're trying to show Americans that we are under their boots. Stand and fight. Joseph says, you think this will stop? You think this will stop when you vote him in? They just will walk away and say, shucks, don't be simple. You all know what needs to be done. Let's see. My T1 says they need a Cobra Commander Fortnite skin. Absolutely. I wish. All right. Jake says Tulsi is not running for VP. She's being pushed by Fox News. Hell, 8 months. Let's go. Emily Rose with that $10. Thank you. Bearded Clam says, check out her CPAC speech. It's not bad. Talking about Tulsi, we might can do that. Zinni Biscuit says Tulsi might be better if the cabinet, better in the cabinet, but not for VP. She's still too liberal for me, but would be good to have a different opinion on things. I agree with that. America First becomes a new member. Thank you. Emmanuel with that gifted D-Day Cobra membership. Thank you. Matt says, hail CobraCast. I early voted here in the great state of Texas the other day, including for one Donald J. Trump. Please help get Gary back on Rumble. Well, they got to get my streams working first. That would help. There we go. Fantastic, Mr. Knox. So there's pics of shops with frozen food in New York City. Harley Dave, there's that Cobra legend, Insanity. Mr. Zabib's Trajectory says, when you see Ryan, call him the big bad booty daddy. That's Scott Steiner's name, man. That's Scott Steiner's name. Magoose says, look up Tiffany Hinyard from Dalton. It's the year of the powerful black woman. Do we need another? Mega John Zero says, I live in Long Island, and I work close to the city. When I'm at work, walking around, white people are the clear minority. New York is a complete dump now. Modern times suck. I used to want to go to New York City, not anymore. I wish I could have gone there before it became a shithole. Coalise says, Geeks Gamer's website is undergoing renovation for diversity and inclusion. Let's see. Dumb Blonde says, I'll take 5 Bayverse Transformers than current day Hollywood. At least you can be entertained with action and hot women. I mean, I don't disagree with that. Phantasm Knox says, should look into the Kenshin live action. It's great. Yeah, I did. Kenshin, so I watched the first one. And I got to watch more. All right, I have not watched Matt Gaetz' CPAC speech, and I want to, because I heard it was good. So we're going to, I heard it was really good. Oh, before we do that, we got another video from a trucker. We got a couple of truckers we got to listen to really quick, okay? We're not done yet. We're not done by a long shot, baby, okay? Let's hear this video right here.
Hi, Patriots. This is Trucker Jake. Before I head up into the mountains, I gotta pass this on. I had a local delivery to start out my day, and I did my delivery, and I was packing up my hoses, and from behind me, a young mom and a little girl walk up to me, and the mom comes up and she says, "Thank you," and she shakes my hand. And then the little girl, about 5 or 6 years old, she says, "Thank you." And I don't know if can you see that? Look at that. Look at that. And on the inside it says, "Have an awesome day." Huh? And I said, "My name is Jake. What is your name?" And she said, "Charlotte." And I gave her a fist bump and I said, "Thank you." And they went on their way. And I got to tell you, Charlotte, little Miss Charlotte, sweetheart, I am going to keep this in my truck forever. You absolutely made my day. And I tell you what, I love these people out here. I am in red state heaven, I tell you what. But anyway, I wanted to pass that along. This is Trucker Jake. God bless President Trump. God bless MAGA America. And you all have an awesome day.
That's fucking cool, man. Hell yeah. That's awesome, man. That's the America we need. We need that America. That's what we need. I don't know. It's so sad. It's so sad. All right, so we've got Matt Gaetz' CPAC speech, which apparently was really good. All right, so we're going to listen to this. I have not heard any of this.
Thank you.
And then we'll listen to Tulsi's after this.
Well, we gather here just 10 miles away from the U.S. Capitol, but I must say the vibes at CPAC are very different. In Congress, I'm often excoriated, smeared, derided for exposing a corrupt system that has been weaponized against we the people. I've made it a living hell for the swamp rats, and many of them are retiring now. In fact, CNN just ran an article blaming me for their departures. You are welcome. Truth is, we can't save the nation with the current Republican team. We have to get tougher, smarter, and we need newer, bolder voices in the United States Congress. So if you're out there campaigning and running as a Paul Ryan or Kevin McCarthy Republican, my message to you is this: they don't work here anymore. CNN is accusing me of wiping out institutional knowledge. But if you had knowledge of some of my coworkers and how they made decisions, you'd want to put them in the institution. The next phase of our plan is to replace the droves of retiring members with America First patriots. Republican primary voters must do their part, and the battle space will be full of enemies. Mike Pence just announced that he's building a $20 million fund to combat America's embrace of populism. And it's no surprise to me that Mike Pence is against populism. He was never particularly popular. People say I'm divisive, but this is the guy raising Republican money to weaken MAGA Republicans. And the media isn't on our side either. The Matt Gaetz chaos agenda. That was the headline from the liberal New Yorker magazine. I must not know what chaos
Chad, do you guys think that he is a future presidential candidate down the road? What do you guys think about Matt Gaetz? Do you think he's a future presidential candidate?
Chaos is. Open borders, $34 trillion in debt, $2.5 trillion annual national deficits. Your government might label you a domestic violent extremist if you buy guns or Bibles or, heaven forbid, show up at a school board meeting or attend mass too often. This sounds a hell of a lot more like chaos to me, because your chaos doesn't matter to a lot of the folks working 10 miles from here. Interest rates on credit cards and car loans are skyrocketing. Home ownership, the central thesis of the American dream to our parents and grandparents, is now a mirage to the millennials. They say inflation is down, but prices are still up. I never thought I'd live to the day where I'd spend $11 on a bag of carrots. Chaos for lawmakers is having to write budgets and take tough votes. The chaos they are willing to inflict on your life is changing things for the worse. I actually want orderly things like budgets that balance, single-subject spending bills, term limits, block grant Medicaid, drill for oil, export liquefied natural gas to anyone willing to buy it in dollars, demand that, I don't know, if the government wants to spy on Americans, they should have to get a warrant, and we should secure the southern border. Does that sound like chaos? Or the orderly administration of this country that you deserve? Now, Democrats, they believed in these things some point between 20 years and like 20 minutes ago. Now, they are the party of forever wars abroad, high prices, low tea, and reverse racism here at home. And by the way, speaking of racism, if it is not racist to ask for an ID for a hunting license or a fishing license, then it is not racist to ask for an ID to vote in any election, in any jurisdiction, in a free country, the United States of America. So I've noticed there are like...
That was kind of funny. He mentioned low T. That was pretty funny.
Right now seem to be really good at running. The punt and the block. And granted, I've thrown a...
I do agree. I don't really like the term reverse racism. I think that reverse racism is a stupid term. It's just racism. That's all it is. It's just racism. There's no reverse racism. I don't like the term reverse racism.
A few Hail Marys into the playbook, but the punt and the block seem to be what they're all in on. We blocked the terrible Langford amnesty bill in the United States Senate. But we punted on needed spending cuts. We blocked Mitch McConnell's desire to deficit spend to fund the wants of nations oceans away. But we punted on chronically needed reforms to the abuse of the FISA process where Americans were being spied on. We blocked more money to Ukraine for now, and we punted Kevin McCarthy, who authorized $115 billion to Ukraine, that we now see slushing around the money laundering capitals of the world. We shouldn't have any foreign aid to any other country without corresponding cuts to our own bloated federal budget. If you want to send aid to Israel, fine. Pay for it by defunding the United Nations. I want the UN to be zeroed out in our budget. The UN...
I don't think we, like... I say stop sending money to any fucking body except the United States by fixing our own fucking country. That's all I care about. Like, I don't give a shit what's happening around the world anywhere. I just want illegal immigrants to stop pouring into our fucking country right now. That's all I care about. That's all I care about.
The U.S. should be out of the UN, and the UN should be out of the U.S. How about that? How about take the money away from the entity that had some of their own people attacking and killing Israelis? Seems like a good offset.
Sean Green says send money to geeks and gamers. I do agree with that.
I know we've heard a lot about Alexei Navalny's death recently. Tragic. You should be allowed to oppose the ruling party in your country without risk of poison or prison or death. But I would remind everyone, especially the journalists in the back, that Ukraine's Zelensky imprisoned an American journalist who then died in prison, Gonzalo Lira. Not only that, but Zelensky supports outlawing an entire religion, the Ukrainian Orthodox Church. And he just canceled Ukraine's presidential elections. Now, call me old-fashioned, but I actually prefer democracies that hold elections. To be clear, Putin is no friend of ours. He partners with adversaries like Iran and is opposed to America's interest. But realism in our foreign policy means being clear-eyed. It is being anti-war, not anti-American. My goals are clearly defined. Can the neoconservative followers of John Bolton and Liz Cheney and Nikki Haley say—
Percy in the chat says, D-Day Cobra, give me money so I can super chat you. I mean, I'll drop some gifted memberships in the chat if you guys want. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Say the same? And what's really left unsaid in this Ukraine aid debate is that Europe's fecklessness is a direct result of them becoming national security welfare queens, largely at your expense. Our European allies, which consist of some very wealthy nations, underspend on their own defense because they dupe you into paying for much of it. Spain spends less on its military than we do on the Department of Interior.
Dude, the internet is savage. All right, so because somebody said this, okay? JW Fackler says, because of his comment, this made me laugh. I'm dropping 10 gifted memberships. JW Fackler says, he says it looks like his hair is trying to stay away from his face. God damn it, dude. You guys are savage. He said it looks like his hair is trying to stay away from his face. God.
Interior. France spends less money on their military than we do on the Department of Labor. I think they're allergic to labor in France. With friends like these, do we really need to be searching behind every sand dune or in every Central Asian cave for more enemies? We went straight from a welfare program for Afghan poppy farmers to this. America is not the world's police force, and we are not the world's piggy bank. It is not sustainable. It doesn't make us stronger to borrow money from China to give to another country. We are saddling future generations with so much debt, all while becoming weaker at our core. Now, Democrats want us to believe that Joe Biden can still be commander-in-chief in 2029. I'm opening the 2024 vintage of this wine, and I don't think it's going to get better with age. Joe Biden isn't getting sharper or stronger or smarter. He is getting older, weaker, and less equipped to lead. Trusting Joe Biden for 4 more years in the Oval Office is like trusting Dominion to count your votes. It's a risky bet. We all know it is time to take Grandpa's keys away, and he just keeps getting meaner and weirder about it. What else can explain allowing the world's prisons to be emptied and sent across our border? Biden is aiding and abetting the invasion of our nation by thugs, Islamic extremists, and Chinese spies. Think about these: a porous border, an unending stream of money supporting a forever war. These are grave, but man, are there simple solutions, like not sending billions of dollars to corrupt countries and finishing the wall and endeavoring upon the largest deportation effort in American history. Word is, I now have problems with the Ethics Committee, which seems really odd to me because I'm the one screaming loudest for actual ethics reforms. Members of Congress should have a lifetime ban on becoming lobbyists or registered foreign agents. We should make it impermissible and disallowed by rule for anyone to accept a campaign donation from a lobbyist or a special interest PAC. Their sole purpose is to buy votes. And for the same reason you don't let the umpire bet on the game, members of Congress should not be allowed to trade individual stocks. How about the Ethics Committee take up those reforms?
I do like Matt Gaetz. I've always liked Matt Gaetz. I mean, there's some, I see you, Harley Dave, with those 10 gifted memberships. Let's go. Yeah, and I dropped 10, but it's more important when you guys drop 10. So I'm just giving back. I'm lucky to be in this position. So thank you guys. I'm always happy to give back to the wonderful snake pit.
Now, the Republican ethics chairman, Michael Guest, not only voted for the January 6th commission, he has become a brilliant stock trader while in office. And I admire the obvious genius. He knew exactly the right time to buy online gambling stocks. His purchase in Evolution Gaming Securities netted him a hefty 36% gain. Not too shabby. Now, I'm not saying that this is insider trading, but this monetary affair is perhaps the most suspicious I've seen since Fani, Willis, and Nathan Wade. So fire your financial advisor.
You know what? That was like me on Friday Night Tights tonight when I made that joke about X videos and nobody laughed. Like he was really hoping that was going to bring the house down. You know, I feel your pain on that one, Matt. I feel your pain.
Advisor, just follow the Quiver quantitative account on X. You could have been on the ride up with Republican Michael Guest on gambling stocks. You could have made millions like Nancy Pelosi did on NVIDIA. Or maybe you'll get a big return on a Raytheon purchase with Armed Services member and Oklahoma Senator Markwayne Mullin. You see, when I offer these critiques that include the conduct of some fellow Republicans, I catch a lot of heat. Don't get me wrong, I'd prefer to just fight the Democrats. But if the Republicans are going to dress up like Democrats in drag, then I will lead the fight against them too. I'm here to fight for you. It's the people's house, after all. Last time I checked, the people hate Congress. We have a lower approval rating than the IRS. So I don't give a rip if they boo me on the floor, if they hate me and their corrupt little souls, and they can even try to expel me on bullshit if they want. But this is a movement that the Uniparty cannot kill. They're trying with President Trump, and even the MSNBC resistance libs admit that he grows stronger by the day. Well, you know what? In the MAGA movement, at CPAC, my friends Matt and Mercy Schlapp, all of you, we are all growing stronger. And I am the strongest fighting these battles with you in my corner. I appreciate your prayers and your hopes and your love, and I will never stop fighting for you. God bless you. God bless this great country. Let's go get them!
All right, that was good. That's good. Good job, Matt Gaetz. I liked it. That was good. All right, I just saw a video that was in my YouTube feed. I had to restart my damn phone because it was lagging up on me. But it looks like we've got a new video here that might interest some of you. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. Give me a second. I'm trying to pull up. It's Kevin O'Leary has a new video out talking about Peekaboo James.
Donald Trump.
So let's see here. All right, let's see what we got here. Kevin O'Leary says this is a global story. This is a global story. I saw Dominic says that he appreciated my joke on FNT. Well, thank you, Dominic. How you doing, Dominic? I haven't seen you around in a long time, man. Dominic used to drop like a fuck ton of gifted memberships on Geeks and Gamers Play. Don't think I haven't forgot. I appreciate it.
This case has never been about politics or personal vendetta. Or about name calling. The rule.
Oh my God, you are I'm not even gonna say it. I'm just gonna. Do I need to say it? It's not like this.
Rule of law applies to all of us, equally, fairly, and justly. And former presidents are no exception.
No exception. Yeah, definitely not about politics. New York Attorney General Letitia James bragging today about the multi-million-dollar penalty imposed on former President Donald Trump. Tweeting just the number. Her anti-Trump Twitter followers, of course, celebrating it, predictably clapping seals. A move that seems more like a campaign post than that of a dispassionate, just DA who just wants to get to the bottom of it. Shark Tank co-host Kevin O'Leary joins me now. Kevin, does tweeting something like that make her look like, a dispassionate lawman?
I think the challenge with the aftermath of decision is twofold. One is, will it stand? Because it's probably not good for the environment in New York to attract capital for real estate development. It seems a little excessive, and obviously when challenged in the appellate court, many assume that it will be adjusted downward, and maybe not eliminated, but be more appropriate for the fact that this was a victimless crime in the context of monies lost. There wasn't any.
What do you, hang on. So you're trying, again, so Kevin O'Leary's been pretty awesome to this whole thing, but it sounds like he's trying to justify it even a little bit. So yeah, I know I saw the buffering there. Is you guys back? Hopefully everybody's back. But I don't like the language he's using right here. He's starting to sound like he's trying to, like he said, it's a little excessive. It's not a little excessive. It's downright made up. It's downright made up is what it is. That's what it is. Excessive.
And so also this law was used for the first time in 75 years to get this outcome. And so I think that would be examined as well by the appellate court in New York. I find it, really what I care about, my kids live in New York. I mean, I want New York to be a successful state. I want people to go there and create companies and invest in it. But every day that passes, the environment gets more toxic in terms of traffic of capital. And remember, investors don't have to go to New York. They have other choices. And that's clearly what's happening, is people are saying, why go there when there's this kind of risk? And everybody's asking this question: who's next? Because that's the challenge to quell down the.
I wish he would ask him. He's like, because again, him saying that he's the language Kevin O'Leary used just in the beginning just seemed like there's any justification for any of this, and there's none. There's no justification for any of this to be happening at all. None.
Concerns people have, not just domestically. This is a global story. This is about the competitiveness of New York State versus other states. And right now, it's not looking good for New York.
Yeah, Kevin, you've been really clear on this. But this case is emblematic, but companies have been fleeing New York for years. A report from last August found that nearly 160 Wall Street firms have moved their headquarters out of New York since the end of 2019, taking nearly $1 trillion in assets with them. That's according to data from 17,000 companies compiled by Bloomberg. So the regulations, the regulatory environment is one thing, but if you add an arbitrary regulatory and justice environment on top of it, then yes, they could try to pretend like Donald Trump is an outlier. But who is next? Kind of answer that question you posited. Is it friends with Trump? Is it like Trump? Is it once treated about Trump? Where does it stop?
Well, I look at it as an investor. Remember, my job is to deploy capital every single day. I happen to be a developer of very high-end data centers for AI. So New York is a great destination for power because they got Niagara Falls. So sub 4 cents a kilowatt hour is what you need. You also need land to be able to buy that. You need to be in partnership with the government, and you need permits. But so does North Dakota have those attributes, or Oklahoma, or West Virginia, or Montana, or Tennessee. They're all the same. They're all competing. These centers cost $4.2 billion. Now, where am I going to go? This has nothing to do with politics. Why would I take the risk, the regulatory risk, in New York, in addition to the fact, as you pointed out, it's got the highest.
It does have to do with politics, though, Kevin. That's the point. And I know. I'm not trying to pretend like I'm smarter than Kevin O'Leary when it comes to business and things like that. But it absolutely has everything to do with politics, and it's who the system has put into place and into power into these areas, New York and California. It's everything to do with politics.
taxes in the country, the most punitive regulatory environment. It's very hard to get permits. And clearly people are questioning whether you can work with government there. The governor herself made a plea asking investors, don't worry about this. It's just this kind of investor that we charge $500 million for. Well, I'm sorry. We're all listening to that saying, no. No. You have to figure this out for yourself as a state, because the money.
Is it me, or does it seem like Kevin O'Leary just basically rolled out of bed and threw on like some like jacket and his green screen to make it look like he was ready for this? Like, if it doesn't, he's not full Jeb Bush low energy, but a little bit.
He is quietly going to the other states. That's where my $4.2 billion is
Kevin,
going.
you're right. You say
it's going somewhere else.
You say no because we want governments of laws, not governments of men, deciding what those laws are, and that's just a business take, as you've given so well. Kevin, thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
So I want to go back to listening to what he said in the beginning. I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
Kevin O'Leary joins me now. Kevin, does tweeting something like that make her look like, a dispassionate lawman?
I think the challenge with the aftermath of decision is twofold. One is, will it stand? Because it's probably not good for the environment in New York to attract capital for real estate development. It seems a little excessive, and obviously when challenged in the appellate court, many assume that it will be adjusted downward, and maybe.
So he says it's a little excessive, and that he thinks it will be adjusted downward. There's nothing to be adjusted. There's nothing to be adjusted.
Not eliminated, but be more appropriate for the fact that this was a victimless crime in the context of monies lost. There wasn't any. And so also this law was used for the first time in 75 years to get this outcome. And so I think that would be examined as well by the appellate court in New York. I find it, really what I care about, my kids live in New York.
So that was kind of the part. I don't know, man. I didn't like the language he was using with that. So, all right, let's see where we're at. You guys have been insane tonight. So we still got to Tulsi. So I guess, let's get Tulsi. You guys want me to listen to Tulsi tonight? CPAC speech. Let's see if we can find this. Is that it? Okay. One day ago. Okay. All right, we got Tulsi. And then, so we're going to listen to what she has to say. Here we go. So you guys are telling me this is pretty good?
Thank you so much. Aloha. It's wonderful to see you all here again at such a critical time.
And by the way, chat, okay? As you guys know, we are respectful of women here, okay? We are not going to objectify women, all right? We stand with Frost here, okay? I can't even do it with a straight face. Have fun, chat. All right, here we go.
Our democracy is under attack. The perpetrators of this attack are those who, in the name of saving our democracy, are destroying. I don't use these words lightly. Every one of us who loves this country and who cherishes peace and freedom should be very alarmed by those who, driven by their insatiable hunger for power, are actively undermining all that we stand for. And almost every single day, if you're paying attention to the news and the headlines, there is some new assault and some new attack. Now, it's the Democrat elite and the swamp creatures in Washington who are doing all that they possibly can to keep us, the American people, from a very simple thing, having the freedom to choose who we want to be our next president. And it is clear through their actions.
She better endorse Trump. Just saying.
They have no respect for us and they have no respect for our rights as citizens of this democratic republic. They are so terrified that we may make what they think is the wrong choice, that in the name of protecting democracy and saving us.
That skipping's driving me crazy. Give me just a second. Let me get another feed here. The skipping, I don't know if it's just that video or what, but that was driving me crazy. All right, here's one. All right.
Thank you so much.
No, let me restart it. That thing was driving me crazy.
Move the lead.
All right, let's see if this will work now. Okay.
Say with great concern in their voice that if the American Donald Trump again,
oh well.
They warn us he will destroy our democracy. They say he will be the dictator in chief, that if he's elected, it will be the last election this country sees. It's laughable. It is so crazy, it's laughable. But they're justifying their actions by telling themselves that they need to destroy our democracy in order to save it. It's lunacy, and it's the mindset and mentality of dictators. They are waging a multi-front battle, and they will stop at nothing until they're successful. I'm going to go through a few of the many examples. We've seen how Colorado, Maine, 32 states have taken some action or another themselves in an unprecedented way to try to remove the leading Republican candidate for president, Donald J. Trump, from the presidential ballots. In defiance of the Constitution, these people are single-handedly deciding that somehow they alone have the authority to take away our right as citizens to decide who we want to be our president. We see in Congress, a progressive congressman, Ro Khanna from California, someone who I've known for years. He is so desperate.
I would say, like, you guys are going to hate me for what I'm about to say. You guys are going to hate me for what I'm going to say. But I'm not endorsing the idea of it, okay? I'm just saying, because somebody just reminded me. She did destroy Kamala Harris in the debates. And I know there's this idea that she might be Trump's VP. But, like, what if she had to debate Kamala again? I know, I don't want to see it because I don't want to see her as Trump's VP. But it would be funny as hell.
To take Trump off the ballot, that he's demanding that the chairman of the Federal Reserve, a position that's supposed to be nonpartisan and apolitical, take action and stop the former president from getting reelected. On December 27th of last year, Representative Khanna said in a post on X that Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell, quote, should cut interest rates now, given most of inflation was caused by supply shocks. If he doesn't, he may be the person most responsible for the return of Trump. The Democrat elite and their cronies, they're using our criminal justice system to prosecute and distract the Republican presidential candidate in the midst of his campaign. As we know, Donald Trump currently faces 91 charges in 4 criminal cases, 44 on the federal side, 47 on the state side, all felonies. This most recent ruling in New York, the real estate case, charging him a $355 million fine plus nearly $100 million in interest for a business transaction where there was no victim or complaint, where all parties made money. So egregious that even people who are not fans of Donald Trump are standing up and saying this is crazy and criticizing this judge's decision that from the very beginning has been a very clearly politically motivated hit job. This is the truth. They're hoping and doing all that they can convict Donald Trump of some crime, any crime, to try to undermine his support and therefore prevent what they fear most, a second Trump presidency. And there's a reason why they're so afraid of him, because he poses a threat to this establishment where they draw their power from.
Has she made any comments about her previous comments about Trump? Have we heard anything about that? Like, has she put any clarification out there about the negative shit that she said and all of that? I haven't paid a lot of attention to Tulsi Gabbard because I think she's just she's a Democrat. I don't really give a fuck what she has to say. But has she clarified any of that?
Take a step back and look beyond the personalities, look beyond Donald Trump and Joe Biden. A
lot of people are saying no. Yeah, so this to me comes off as very, very like bullshit disingenuous for her to stand up here and talk like this after your previous comments about it. Again, if you've clarified, if you've actually addressed it, okay, that's fine. But the fact that people are saying she hasn't, and that's a tough sell.
We're facing is a threat of far greater magnitude. A very dangerous precedent is being set. Our democratic republic is being destroyed by the permanent Washington elite, and there are people in both political parties who truly believe they and not the American people have the right to decide who should be our president.
Oh, shit.
They easily and dangerously dismiss our Constitution, of law, the voices of the American people, anointing themselves as the ones who have the power and justification to make this most important decision. Now, I've only mentioned a few of the many examples. I could write a whole book detailing all that's been done, all that the Democrat elite and Washington establishment have done and are doing to try to destroy Donald Trump and steal our election. As you know very well, President Trump has endured years of attacks. What we're seeing.
Is it me, or does it, like, the room doesn't feel like they care about her? They don't feel like they buy her bullshit. Like, I mean, again, that's just my take on it. The room feels very low energy and not engaged. And again, I'm hearing what she's saying, but I don't believe what she's saying, if that makes sense. I hear what she's saying. I don't believe what she's saying.
Now is a continuation of something that began in 2016, ever since he came down that golden escalator. Now, I've met a lot of strong, tough people in my life. I can't think of a single one who could not only withstand all that going at Donald Trump without crumbling, but someone who would actually choose to keep fighting against the entire Washington establishment. Now, I've known Joe Biden for a long time. I used to consider him a friend. Do you think he could handle this pressure? I don't think so. I think even a fraction of this pressure and stress and attacks that Trump has endured would cause him to crumble. Now, if you listen to what Nikki Haley has been saying, she claims that President Trump only cares about himself and that he's doing all that he's doing only for himself. If that were the case, wouldn't he just walk away from all this? Walk away from the headaches and the attacks and the stress that he's enduring right now? So why doesn't he? I've had the chance to meet with him and speak with him at length, and I've seen firsthand his heartfelt interactions with friends of mine, veterans, and I've seen how he has touched their hearts and moved them to tears as he expressed his appreciation for their service and their sacrifice. No cameras, no crowds, just that heartfelt conveyance of appreciation. I've gotten a sense for what motivates him.
Why the fuck is she here? I guess that's what I'm trying to understand. Why is this happening? Like, this feels weird. This feels, again, if what the chat's telling me is true, like, so she has not clarified her comments, yet her being here feels extremely weird. Kevin, I saw you in the chat. It says your super chat got cut off. There ain't no telling what you were saying. Just send the $50 and don't say anything, okay? It's fine. I just did, like, her saying this, all of this, like, when he came down the escalator, and it's like, what? Why are you acting like you've been on the Trump train the whole time?
And it's got nothing to do with what the Washington establishment is accusing him of. This is a man who's a fighter. His strength and resilience can only come from one place. His ability to endure this hardship can only come from one place, and that's a sincere love and
Just the feed is all messed up. Somebody said Jeremy's just mad because she's out grifting him. That hurts my feelings. You guys can say a lot of shit about me. You can call me a fig. You can call me gay. You can call me a lot of names. Don't insult the grift. Don't insult the grift, okay? Don't do that.
But we've got a lot of work to do ahead of us. Now is the time for us to act motivated by our love of country. We've got to take all the outrage and sadness and fear that we may feel, caused by those in power who have no care or respect for the will of the people. Take all of those feelings and let that motivate us to take action, to find strength in knowing that they are doing what they're doing because they're afraid of us. That just like we see foreign dictators are afraid of democracy, the Democrat elite are so afraid of a free people and a free society and the possibility that we, the American people, might make the wrong election by choosing someone other than them, all they can through the power of law enforcement, the criminal justice system, the national security state, doing all that they can to stop us from exercising freedom. They forget that we, the people, are the ones with the power. But I
don't know what's up with this feed freezing up.
To get away with this. Our democracy is under attack, and it's up to us to save it. We have to hold the responsible accountable at the ballot box. We have to send this strong message to leaders in both parties that those who abuse their power and undermine our democracy and our freedom will not be tolerated. If we do nothing, if we turn a blind eye to those who are weaponizing our criminal justice system against their political opponents and telling us who...
Come on. Oh my God. What is going on with this video? Because it's like the timer's moving right now. All right, let's just get to the end and see what she says. Let's just get to the end. I want to hear how she closes this thing out.
We need leaders who are committed to peace, strength, and prosperity, because we cannot be truly prosperous as a nation unless we are at peace. Unfortunately, war is sometimes necessary to defeat those who threaten the safety, security, and freedom of the American people. And as a soldier serving now for almost 21 years in our military and still serves today, I know this firsthand. But I also know that war must always be a last resort after all other avenues have been exhausted. We need leaders who are committed to upholding the rule of law, who are committed to keeping our communities safe and securing our borders. In our America, we must come together inspired by love. Love for God, love for others, love for our country. Because we live in the greatest country in the world. It's filled with potential for us to stand together and build a brighter future and a more perfect union where every American can live free, in peace, and with opportunity for prosperity. To make this future a reality, we must not only come together in spaces like this with our brothers and sisters who agree with us, we also have to reach out to those who we may not agree with on every issue, but who love this country as we do and who are just as frustrated with those abusing their power as we are. Whether they're Democrat, Republican, Independent, or Libertarian, we must stand together as fellow Americans who cherish peace and freedom, cherishing our commitment to save our country and defend our republic. Those in power in America today are leading this great nation toward the suicide Abraham Lincoln warned of. If we do not act now, we will look back at this very moment with regret, but we won't be able to say that we had no warning. By God's grace, we are free and we will remain free. God bless you all. God bless America. Let's go and save our country. Thank you so much, everybody. Aloha. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I mean, look, the substance of the speech was fine. She's not hard to look at. But I don't buy what she's saying. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know. I don't buy what she's saying. And the crowd did not seem into it at all. The crowd did not seem into it at all. And I saw Kevin says, Tulsi has a strand of gray across her pussy, too. Thank you, Drinky Cow, you fucking idiot. Harley Dave says there's no outgrifting the fig. Thank you. Killer Spotlight says I just got a 199 backpack. Thank you. Again, that's it. This is the final night right here. 199 backpacks are done at the end of the night. Done. All right. And so if you want them, there's the link right there. And then also the hats. You got a week left on the 199 hats. And so are you looking forward to the Battlefront remaster? 1,000% I am looking forward to the Battlefront remaster. 1,000%. I saw somebody like, Tulsi can tuck me in. Dude, I love reading the chat. Like, so I'm looking at my chat on my phone, and I'm just like, I keep, you guys are always making me crack up, man. I'm always going to read the chat. I love seeing your comments. They're so out of pocket sometimes, and I love them. You guys are the best. I love it. I love the fucking internet, man. It's the best. All right. Where are we at? There's Harley Dave with those 10 gifted memberships. Sean Green says, hail the 199. CobraCast, ya fig. Harley Dave says, U.S. veterans should never be homeless. We can give them homes without a blink by the Fed. Yes, 100% agreed. Big MAGA Bulge says, military protection service. Yes, the remaining taxes. MAGA. SBZ says, fear the Tardo for the future president of the United States. Dumb Blonde says, Elvis is better than MJ. Debate. I only want to have debates that are worth having, and Michael Jackson is superior to Elvis Presley. There's really no competition. So Michael Jackson's superior to every entertainer that's ever lived. Michael Jackson's the greatest of all time. He is. He is. That's a fact. It's a fact, and everybody in the chat's going to agree with me, so there's nothing to debate. Michael Jackson is the greatest entertainer to ever live. End of discussion. There you go. So, okay? You'll see. Everybody in the chat's going to agree with me. Except for the person that says unsub. But, Drinky says, Krista overrated. Carrie Lake is a baddie. What? Drinky's drinking, I think. But yes, Michael Jackson is the GOAT. All right. Bearded Clam says, yeah, Tulsi CPAC speech. Fantastic Mr. Knox says, I mean shops with frozen food in NYC. Cooked brain moment. No problem. Sorry. Would this be related to something boycott? I got you. No problem. No problem. Let's see. Jeremy, always right. Don't argue. That's right. I'm not a big arguing person. I don't really like to argue or have confrontation. It's not my style. I don't tend to like say things that are controversial. You know, it's kind of fly below the radar there. You know, just Tim Pulse T says Transformers 1 sucked. Humans aren't the main characters. A Megan Fox dogging scene could have saved it, but we got nothing. Let's see. Dumb Blondes, I got that one. SBZ, I got that one. Kecklord says, I like Gates, but that sleazy P martini hair, though. Yeah, everybody was roasting him for that one. Jose M says, go Trump, crush the woke left. Thank you. Dumb Blonde says, Peekaboo. Peekaboo is a typical ninja. Anthony says, Kevin O'Leary is a grifter, facilitated FBF. Clear he was told to tone down the Trump rhetoric. First Department appellate court is 10 times more corrupt than Engoron. Jake CB says, Trump made Tulsi say golden escalator. Maybe VP? Maybe. I did hear that. Let's see. Dumb Blonde says, Tulsi can sit on my face 100%. Daniel Davis says, Helldiver servers have just been upgraded from 450,000 concurrent players to 700,000. That was quick. Also, takes more work than people realize. That is awesome to hear. That is awesome. Ghost Crusaders TV says, Tulsi, new UN ambassador. David Simpson says, a younger, prettier Nikki Haley with an actual D next to her name. Big MAGA Bulge says, if Gates sounded like a video game cutscene, Tulsi is an unskippable video game cutscene. She's not talking from the MAGA gut. Let's see. And then Harley Dave says, there's no outgrifting the fig. Let's see. Balsa Lord says, Kristi Noem is the only logical VP choice. I would not hate that choice at all. Let's see. Al says Tulsi is is as blue as ever. She just lost her career as a Dem, so she's trying to squeeze back in where she can. Leopard don't change spots. I feel like the way too. Shadow says Eric Gay and Gay Man 1984. Shout out to the mods. All right. And for some reason, Jay Schwalbach subscribed for 9 months. 9 months on Kick. What is wrong with Jay Schwalbach? What is wrong with you, Jay Schwalbach? 9 months? The hell, man. Let's see. Court Press says, I agree with you, Jeremy. One of the reasons why I love you. There's MJ than everyone else. Of course. Of course. See, the whole chat agrees with me. The whole chat agrees with me. And that's how it's got to be around here. But with that said, it's been a long CobraCast, over 3 hours. It's time to show that sexy back end, and we're going to call it a night. So, thank you guys so very much. Amazing support. Smash the melee button. We're almost up to 2,500 likes. And we're going to show that sexy back end. I apologize to the Rumble audience once again. We're going to do our best to get this figured out. Kick, thank you guys for supporting us over there. Really appreciate the love over on Kick. Don't forget, on Kick, we get a 95% cut. Is that right? I think it's 95% cut on Kick. And then we get 80%, I believe, on Rumble. And then 100% of memberships on Rumble, but 80% of Super Chats. 95% of memberships on Kick, which is insane. Drinky for 50 says... Fucking hell, dude. Even Asia knows they are she-males. Males, how Bruce get Woman of the Year, not even going a woman for a year. Big Mike 2024. What are you talking about, dude? I don't know. Who drank my beer says I think he's drunk. He is. He is. Oh, man. SBZ says, you said earlier someone's trying to fact check Trump. Yes, let me show you that while we're
He's called me venomous.
Hang on. I gotta find it. Give me a second. Holy shit, dude. Oh, man. When Drinky gets to drinking, man, he puts some interesting stuff in the chat. It's got like those are like Rumble exclusives right here. Cavuto, piece of shit Cavuto right here.
Continue monitoring the president's remarks, and I mean no offense to him, or some of you might want to continue hearing, but I did have to say that even though the former president is entitled to his opinions, he's not entitled to his own set of facts. The market has indeed been going up, but having nothing to do with him and everything to do with this aggressive cut in interest rates, or does a hiking in interest rates and stabilized inflation, and of course the whole artificial intelligence phenomenon that has benefited NVIDIA and a host of companies that are making money hand over fist. So that, whether you want to give Biden credit for that, has nothing to do with Donald Trump. Furthermore, he mentioned about gas prices out of whack, $6 a gallon. The national average right now is $3.26 cents a gallon. He went on to talk about the 2020 election and how that was rigged. This has been adjudicated many, many times, dozens of times. It's been investigated by everyone and his uncle. No fewer than 44 investigations launched, some of them by judges that were picked by Donald Trump himself, that found no evidence of that in the 7 battleground states where most of them were focused. Donald Trump lost each and every one of those states, and no facts or no history that he mentions on the stump right now.
What a piece of shit Neil Cavuto is. What a piece of garbage, dude. What a trash human being. Oh my God, man. Unbelievable. So yeah, that's what it was. So I wanted to show you guys that really quick. I forgot. Thank you for reminding me about that. Yeah, what a trash individual. Let me see. Dumb Blonde says Elvis versus MJ poll in the chat. All right, I can do that. I can do that. Hang on. Let's see here. All right. Here we go. MJ or Elvis, who was the better entertainer? All right. MJ versus Elvis. Go. Who's the better entertainer? Let's see what the chat has to say. I'm gonna be pissed if y'all say it's not Michael Jackson, because it's Michael fucking Jackson. All right, it's Michael Jackson. All right. I'll have to, if I have to bribe you guys. All right, it's Michael Jackson. All right, let's see. It's pretty close. It's 53% Michael Jackson right now. 54. Come, dude, Michael Jackson better get 55% at least. Michael Jackson better get 55% of this vote at least. Oh my God. How is it this close? How is it this close? It's Michael Jackson. Come on. Michael Jackson would have voted for Trump. How many votes do we have right now? Only 367 votes are in. We got, how many people we got watching? We got 2,500 people and only 400 votes so far. Let's see. All right, MJ has got a 51-49 lead. Oh, it's 50-50? Oh my gosh. This is crazy. Jeremy's going to have a 2 a.m. ballot dump. All right, it's close. It is very close. Well, while you guys are doing that, let me catch up. Let's see. So we got Alabamian says, time to party. Where's Chris Benoit? Oh, God. Aurora Uplink says, hope you play the Mandalorian video game when it's out. I might, because it's made by Respawn. Let's see. Drinky for 50 says, Elvis died taking a sheet. Props to the king of the throne, on the throne. Dumb Blonde says it's Elvis fucking Presley, bro. Stop the count. It's 50. It's dude, this is close. Like, this might be the closest we've ever done. Like, because it is back and forth right now. This is crazy. This is crazy. And I've tried to leverage all of my influence with my audience, and it has not worked. We've actually started losing votes the more I tried to leverage the audience. So I actually might have hurt MJ by endorsing him. Maybe I'll just maybe I'll pull like the Trump and just endorse Elvis, so you guys will vote for MJ. Maybe 500 votes so far. So Lying dog-faced pony soldier for 2, says Elvis. Look at it. Everybody's like signing in all their accounts, probably trying to vote. Oh, this is fun. All right, so we do have Sexy back in that we're going to show while we're waiting for the votes to continue to roll in. So while we're doing that, thank you guys again for another amazing, amazing night here on CobraCast 199. I greatly appreciate all of you. I appreciate your time, your energy, and just look, man, like we've maintained great viewership all night long. Let's see, hang on. So we got, right now, we are closing in on 42,000 overall views. Let's see. So right now, here we go. Here's the sexy back end. Boom. Look at that. Look at that. We have 2,500 likes. 2,400 viewers are still here. And as you see, we have maintained those viewers all night long. We have not dropped off much. We peaked at around, what, 41? Yeah, peaked at around 4,100 tonight. And we've maintained. And, you know, what I think about right here, and then I started reading Super Chats, and we still kind of kept up with most of them. And, man, thank you guys so much. Incredible support tonight. Nearly, we're 29 members away from 100. And the poll is at 50-50 right now, man. Wow. 50-50 on that. That is crazy. Let's see. We got, where's my viewer activity button go? It just disappeared. Excuse me. I'm looking for those super chats that just came in. Come on, viewer activity. Where did it go? There we go. It finally popped up. Okay. So we've got Teresa Young says, Elvis, king of rock, MJ, king of pop. Very different. I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that one. Objectively, a cat says, bless this chat. Oh, great leader, Jeremy Osteen. Jeremy Osteen has been thrilled tonight, but Jeremy Osteen feels dark forces in the air with the vote. We need Michael Jackson prayers rolling in to get the vote so Michael Jackson can win. We need prayers from the Lord above. Super chats can fly from the heavens down. Thank you, guys. Oh, and Wamin. Let's see. Joshua Johnson with a gifted D-Day Cobra membership. Lying Dog-Faced Pony Soldier with a gifted D-Day Cobra membership. Thank you. Elite Neo says, so reading between the lines, Jeremy, to anyone that disagrees with you, you're telling them, if I want your opinion, I'll give it to you. Yes. I mean, in all seriousness, no bullshit. And thank you, Josh, with 5 more Get the Memberships. Let's go. In all seriousness, like, Elvis is truly like a legend, one of the greatest ever, no doubt. I do honestly feel like Michael Jackson's the greatest entertainer to ever live. I just think he's amazing. I've always been a huge Michael Jackson fan. But obviously, you got Elvis, you got Prince that's in those conversations. And I think, though, like, is there any other individual artist that, like, you got Michael Jackson, you got Elvis, you got Prince. Is there any other individual entertainers that you would put in that conversation? Because I think those 3 are kind of like head and shoulders above the rest. Devin, well, if you want to include, like, gay people, then Dan Vasc, obviously we could bring Dan Vasc into the equation. But I was wanting to keep this to just like straight people, you know. Although Prince, you think he was straight? I don't know about that. So who knows? He was awesome though. Maybe Freddie Mercury versus Dan Vasc. All right, right now, dude, this is it is 50-50. I want to end the fucking stream and you guys won't let me because we can't get a winner here. This is insane. This is crazy. I'm ending the poll as soon as somebody goes to 51 somebody drops. It's dead tied right now. It's deadlocked at 50-50. This is insane. Tim Pulls Teeth says, tell people about Razor Fist MJ videos and change minds. Is that why people wouldn't want to vote for Michael Jackson? Because of the narrative about him being guilty? Because he's not guilty at all. There's like 1,000% he's not guilty. So I don't know if that's one of the reasons that might have people not wanting to vote for Michael, but Michael Jackson's not guilty of any of that bullshit. And yes, long before I saw Razor Fist videos, I believed that. Razor Fist videos are incredible, though, on it. Absolutely awesome. Loquacious says, Jeremy, when are we getting Rolo back on Tuesday night's main event or the Fortnite streams? We'll see. I mean, I've got out talking to Rolo the other day, and I know he's been playing a lot of Fortnite lately, too. Rolo's so good at Fortnite. Rolo's like of our crew, and fuck Hailstorm, but you know, like of our people I've played with and everything, Rolo's probably the best Fortnite player. Hailstorm's just a terrible team player. He's a terrible team player. Tinhead says Jimi Hendrix. All right. Dumb Blonde says MJ and Elvis are on a level of their own popularity. Probably, yeah. It's still deadlocked at 50-50. It's still deadlocked. Mr. VNM1, MJ has a worldwide, just not the States. That's true. That performer says, did you hear about the college girl murdered by an illegal alien? The media refused to show his mugshot. They're only saying he's foreign. Such cowards. Really? That's crazy. I mean, it's not crazy. It's not surprising. It's kind of where it's been forever when you see stuff like that. So, all right, let's see. Oh, Elvis takes the lead. We're ending it now. Boom. Elvis wins. Elvis wins right there. 50 to... Wow. That was crazy. Elvis wins. It is over. It is over. I hate all of you. I hate all of you for that. Thought I believed in all of you. I was going to drop like some gifted memberships if MJ won, but hey, guess people don't want any gifted memberships. So, okay. I guess nobody wants any gifted memberships. So I'll just leave it at that. Just leave it at that. So no gifted memberships. No gifted memberships. I was going to, yeah. Figured I would, you know. All right, listen, in all seriousness, 199 bags are 199 bags are going away after tonight. So I did hear a few people are like, dude, can you just wait till tomorrow? Well, we'll see. Let's see. Josiah is the best Fortnite player, says Drinky. Josiah is really good. Josiah's really good. Jeremy tried to pry. Yeah, so 199 bags. The link is right there in the pinned post. If you are interested, please go check them out. They're great quality. And then, of course, the 199 hats. And go to Meta PCs and use the promo code 199 and get yourself a PC if you're looking for one. Dumb Blonde says, worth it, Fig. Hail Elvis. Sean 2 says, let's see, have Krista settle it. Although I'm betting MJ. Krista? Oh, wait, I think she left. Yeah, she messaged me. She told me she was bouncing. Yeah, it's gotten so late. Krista's not here. So, are you still here in the chat?
It's Rumble Rants.
Huh?
Don't forget Rumble Rants. You got at least one more.
Okay. All right. Let me check, see what we got here. Let me see. Here we go. Fantastic Mr. Knox. I got that one. Do I have another Rumble rant? I don't see. Oh, here we go.
Matt HTX.
Okay. I got to turn your microphone down. You sound like a fucking Walmart, or you sound like a fast food worker. Let's see here. Matt says she spoke at CPAC a year ago. She did officially leave the Democratic Party to become independent like 2 years ago. Got you. And then Vault 95 says if Tulsi becomes VP, Trump needs to make sure he doesn't take any trips to Dallas in an open top car because she will polish deep state boot shiny with her tongue. Yeah, so there you go. All right. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to miss that. But other than that, thank you guys so very much. Amazing night. Appreciate it. What time's everything supposed? Like, is it tomorrow evening? Is when everything is supposed to be happening? Because I'm supposed to be traveling. So, Jeremy, buy this guy a new mic. It's Eric. It's Eric in the chat.
I turned down my mic. Is that better?
Yeah, I turned you down too. So, let's see. Dumbblad said I should get a membership for winning debate. If you could gift him directly, I would hook you up. But it's at random. Aurora Uplink says, I thought the voice was a stormtrooper at first. Alabamian says, Flex Fit hat date. As soon as we close, like we're trying to find the right hat. But after the 199 snapback campaign closes, as long as we sell 100 of those, then we're gonna launch the Flex Fit. I think we're at like. Well, we sold like 100 hats at MegaCon, so we need to so I think we're at about like 40 right now, the last I checked, which is a couple days ago, but we tend to sell a lot when we get close to the campaign. So we're focusing on the bags right now, but I'll let you guys know. All right, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Love you all. Appreciate you all. Have a great day, and we will talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone. No, I'm not. There we go. Okay, unmuted. All right, so Drinky drops another 50. Another 50. We're almost at 1,500 on chat revenue. Drinky, you mad lad, you. Oh, no, don't go. Can you cover Mario Gonzalez, George Floyd 2.0? I don't know anyone else who has the balls to cover this. Tony Timpa. I can look into it. I would have to check it out before I'd have to look the story up. I know nothing about that. Obviously, I'm aware of the Tony Timpa story. from a while back that the media didn't want to talk about because they couldn't create, racial division with that. So I'll have to look that up and see. But I appreciate you, Drinky. Don't drink too much, all right? Don't drink too much. Just enough. I mean, it seems like you're feeling pretty good tonight. So I'll look into it. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. You're amazing. I love you. Have a great weekend. Trump 2024. I'll try to do an emergency CobraCast tomorrow night, although no guarantees on that. I'll let you guys know. Just follow me on Twitter for any updates on that. Other than that, have a great night, and we will talk to you later. Bye, everyone.